Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are ready to roll. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is WWE NXT. Tonight, we're going to get into all the action, all the fun stuff. I won't be riding solo all night, folks, but we are the channel that just covers more live wrestling than anybody else out there. And, when it comes to this little shindig, we might be the best in the world, but we'll talk about that later. Folks, there's so much to talk about, so much buzz in the wrestling world. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. It's going to be a good one. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is NXT tonight. We got lots going on this card. It should be a fun one. Nick argues that this is the most consistent wrestling show we get on a weekly basis. So we will see what is on tap tonight. As you can see, Braun Breaker is going to take on Eddie Thorpe. Plus, we get a fatal four-way. 3 main roster talents are coming down to take on Wesley. If Wesley can get a win, then he gets a title shot at Dominic Mysterio. Very interesting, but we will talk all about that. Of course, there's still the Punk buzz. People are still debating, arguing, can't decide. And I think it's very interesting. I'm going to talk a lot about that off the top here tonight, especially while I'm rolling unsupervised. But I will remind everybody to make sure you hit like, subscribe, be a part of the family. We just hit 3K. The numbers are growing. We're setting records everywhere we go. So we appreciate it. We are grateful. And I will remind you, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. And that is, well, it's me for now. We got some company coming our way. It was a busy weekend, a late night last night. So we will see who pops up to lend me a hand. But that being said, it's going to be a fun one. And we have a lot to discuss. Now, I already see some comments in the chat already talking about some of the things that are going on in the wrestling world. So, let's say hi to the chat and then go from there. C Money's the first one to pop up today. Looking forward to Gargano versus Bronson versus Grimes versus Wesley. So very interesting. 3 guys already got called up. Wesley's been in the mix for a long time. He had found his groove as a North American champion. I thought he had a really good title run. He's trying to get back at Dom Mysterio, and he has to take on, Bronson, Gargano, and Grimes is not the easiest of trios to get past. So that will be very interesting. We're going to talk about that as we move on. But welcome back, C Money. Damien, good to see you. And this kind of is where I want to start this. So I'll come back to you, Damien. But who else? Chambers is there. Listen to Chambers, folks. Get us to 100 likes. I think he said it. Where did you say it, buddy? I know you said it. Oh, we'll get back to that. But Ronnie's in the house. Thank you for that like. Good to see you, Boston. How are you? How are you? How are you? Greg's back with us. I see Mega with us. Jason, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Eric, hey, bro. How are you tonight? I am wonderful. It's a Tuesday, and we'll be honest, the channel, the team here at the channel, we're definitely feeling the Survivor Series, CM Punk, Hangover, but we're going to talk we'll be talking all about that, but you can definitely feel it and hear it in the chest and the throat. So been an interesting couple days here. But with that being said, good to see you, Eric. Jordan Smith, feeling the vibes. What happens? CM Punk comes up on NXT. Hey, it's not impossible. Next time there's a Tuesday night war, maybe the main event is Punk versus Elia. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who else is with us? Rick Reed, good to see you. Sup, KJ here. Mil Moriartis is a free agent. Same for Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel in 2024. Now, the assumption for quite a while was that perhaps Wesley would go the other way, join the crew. But I think Trey Miguel's been outstanding in Impact. If somebody could get their hands on him in another company, I'm sure they would love to. I hate to do that to TNA, do that to Impact, but I mean, that's kind of how it works. As for the other two, I mean, possibility. If you could get the crew together, get the band together, why not? But I am going to scroll back up because I see his name in the chat, and I do want to talk about it. I think I said hello to Jason. What's up, buddy? Greg, I got you. There you go. That's the one I was looking for from Chambers. Get us to 100 likes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Huge, huge. And again, like I said, guys, we just hit 3K. Super flattered, super honored. We love doing these streams. So the best thing you can do so we can keep doing them is just be a friend, tell a friend. But Bryan Danielson said he is, that's clunky, my friend. Bryan Danielson said he is the reason that CM Punk is no longer with AEW. Yeah, he didn't specifically say it like that, Damian. Let's to be honest with you. Ooh, look at that. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry. But yeah, no. So back to the point of you have this whole story come out today about Daniel Bryan led the disciplinary committee with a lawyer, with someone else, and they essentially came to the conclusion that Punk could no longer work there. And I posed this question to some people today, and I still kind of working it out in my head, but I'll ask the chat how you guys feel about this. But one, I feel like this story came out now to kind of take the heat, try to take the heat off of the man who's supposed to be in charge. I think this is there to take the heat off TK. Everyone's shitting on TK right now. Look what you did. You let Punk go. Look at all the love. Look at all the views. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Now it comes out, well, there was a committee and it was Daniel Bryan because, well, you universally loved. Not too many people have bad things to say about Daniel Bryan. So maybe this was the hope. You know, we will take the heat off of, we'll take the heat off of Tony and we'll let them know that this happened. Ironically, coming off 24 hours prior, where TK said, we can't talk about it. We can't talk about what happened. Nobody needs to know what happened. There's legal ramifications to it. So, again, a little contradictory from the AEW side. Now, the other part of this question that I'll pose to everybody, and I did pose to some friends today, I feel like this decision to put this out there adds to the perception that Tony Khan is soft, that Tony Khan is weak, that Tony Khan, instead of being a man and making the decision, controlling his locker room, he put together some, pseudo disciplinary committee to make that decision on his behalf. Him trying to wipe his hand of responsibility of why Punk is no longer there, to me, doesn't make him look good. And I prefer if he would have just said, I made a choice. I was tired of his shit. He's money, but he couldn't get along with the guys that I'm keeping around here for long term. So he's got to go. I would have respected him more for that. That's it. I really think that it's an interesting case. But to kind of put the heat on Daniel, I mean, it is what it is. Great. Daniel sat down with some lawyers and said, okay, there was a fist fight. What do we do? I don't think this was malicious. I don't think it was, we know what Daniel Bryan is. Daniel Bryan's definitely drank the AEW Kool-Aid, but he's a great guy. And he might have had the opinion that a lot of people had. The fighting, the bullshit, the nonsense, whether it was Punk's fault or the Bucks' fault or whoever, at the end of the day, it was bad for AEW. It was splitting their fan base. It was, and this is actually one of the positives coming out of Punk signing with the WWE. Now there's no more Punk bullshit with AEW. They can all come together, sing Kumbaya, and right the ship, hopefully. Get things back on track, send it in the right direction. But at the end of the day, I mean, what are you going to do? You need Tony to step up. And ultimately, no matter what reports come out, to me, Tony, at the end of the day, doesn't look good. Tony had the biggest name in the business, and whether people love him, hate him, whether people liked his promo, didn't like his promo last night, it doesn't change a thing. He is selling more merch than anybody in both companies right now. He is the most talked about man in all of wrestling. Not Roman, not Seth, not MJF, not Danielson, not Okada, none of them. get talked about more than CM Punk. What CM Punk had for breakfast is more news than what some of these wrestlers do in the ring. So that is my take with the whole situation now. I find it very interesting, the timing, like this rave review, this whole, groundswell that happened over the weekend for CM Punk. And it was, nobody cared about his AEW drama. Nobody gave a shit. 70 million plus impressions across the internet. This is huge. Now, I'm going to click on the chat a little bit, and then I got more about CM Punk. Leafs losing 1-0. Yeah, I mean, the Leafs got to pick up their ass. They've been struggling. Panthers coming off a hard-fought battle, which was all fights. There was so much bullshit going on in the Ottawa Panthers game yesterday that at one point the ref came over to the penalty box, and usually when they do the announcement of like 2 minutes for tripping, 2 minutes for roughing, he was just like, everybody gets 10s, and there was other stuff in there. I got to go. So it was quite funny because it was like 156 minutes in penalties. So the Leafs need to do better. But thank you for the news, Chamber. Nick, why are you not on my phone screen? He's taking a knee. He's taking a knee. Quite possibly, Mr. Money. What did Mr. Money say? Maybe the wise man gave him similar advice. Now I got to see what he said. They should have Punk on all 3 shows this week and make a decision on which brand he wants to go. They've already announced that Randy Orton will be on SmackDown. They've apparently somewhere, somehow, somebody has reported, whether it's true or not, we don't know yet. But not only is there plans for Punk and Seth, there's also plans for Punk and Roman. Randy Orton's mad at the bloodline as it is. He's going to SmackDown looking for revenge. We don't know when Roman's going to be on the goddamn show. And at this point, there's so much star power. Orton, Seth, Cody, Punk just came back. We have all these people. Roman can't keep that belt if he's not going to be on the show. Because I would argue Roman's no longer the biggest needle mover in the company. And if you want to capitalize on moving this needle, making this needle fluctuate, he's either got to be present and involved, or he's got to give up the belt. Because we want to see other people battle for it. I don't give a fuck about Cody's story. I don't care about, he's breaking record. No. It's gone too long. And I'm the biggest advocate, as I will let everybody know mid-sentence, that we are getting the opening to NXT. So we're kicking the show off. It's going to be a good one. We'll see what they open with. I hope they open with CM Punk, just to confuse everybody. But I like the idea. Like, I want to know if Punk is going to show up on SmackDown, and I think I would. I'd have him there. I'd announce that he was going to be there. Why not? Keep it going. But you'll see the patience. You'll see them pick their spots. Will he be on SmackDown? I don't know. Will he just show up to say hi? Maybe. But I like the idea of leaving it open. They did it with Jade. They're doing it with Randy. And here we go. Starting off with the tag titles, guys. As Los Lotharios. Oh, they're fighting already. Not even getting to the ring. What's up, Kyle? I want to see what Corey had to say. What up, Ivar? That's my cousin. I find it funny that you take a pause when Ivar is on TV. I figured out last night. Usually I get accused of KO. So that must mean the beard is actually, my winter beard is getting long. I got a Viking settlement tattooed back here for a reason, my guy. But thank you. And I was trying to find your theory. What was your theory? That's a good theory. I see what it is. Dun, dun, dun. Told you I wouldn't be alone. Soon as I get the thumbs up, I'll bring in some company. How you doing? There we go. We're good.
What's up?
How's it going?
Going good. I just hate Atlanta traffic, but I'm good.
I can only imagine, my guy. But ladies and gentlemen, Anthony is in the house. The hat is upon us.
How you guys doing, chat? How you doing?
It's going good. The show just kicked off. The brawling already between the family and Los Lotharios. This is interesting because a lot of people are assuming that Los Lotharios might be moving back up to the main roster to join Santos Escobar.
Yes, which I've seen over the past week or so, which is interesting. I kind of would like to see uh Escobar get some new people on his side. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Sets up the warfare, right? Like, and again, it's almost that generational thing of like Rey Mysterio's the old guard passing off to the new guard. You got
right,
Dragon Lee getting his 2 cents in there.
right. Yeah,
But
I think that's pretty good though. I hope they stick with that decision and kind of bring them up because I want to see what they can do on the main roster.
right. Yeah, it's quite possible. I mean, it'll be interesting. And I didn't like what they were before, like Humberto and they were being like they were too gimmicky, very much McMahon, like he's a McMuffin. Vince McMahon, like, kind of had him washed with that, like, over the top, fluffy gimmick. This is better.
Right, right. This is, sometimes a more serious gimmick is what people need. They don't need
Yeah, shit.
that gimmicky what Vince McMahon tries to push out a lot of the time. So yeah, some people just need that change of pace. Now others it works for them, like the guys on SmackDown, the tag team. I've lost their name, but
Yes,
um
boys. Yes, men.
yes,
Yes,
yeah,
guys.
yes. So they kind of need that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you need to just find that groove, and I think, and you and I are going to talk about a little bit about a Punk as we get into this tonight, but the more authentic someone can be, the better it feels, the more it gets over. Seth,
Right.
Randy, any of those athletes, when they are being themselves, and I think that's why I struggle sometimes with Moxley, but you need that genuine vibe.
Right. No, my struggle with Moxley is more of him wanting to bleed in the first 2 seconds of the match. Like, we at least throw a punch first?
He must get transfusions at some point, right? Like, does he have blood on service? Like, what is happening?
Something. So I'm not really familiar with NXT. The last time I watched like NXT really like every week was, and this is gonna to show that it's been a long time, is when Shayna Baszler was the women's championship,
Okay, we're going
was
a
the
hot
women's
minute. A
champion.
hot
So
minute.
it's been a hot minute. So who is the family?
So that's Tony D'Angelo and Stax, and they are currently the tag team champions. It's actually Nick's family. I know someone accused me of being Ivar a couple seconds ago, but this is the Italian representation, the mob of the show, the maid guys.
Ah, okay, okay.
So they're pretty good. I
Interesting.
mean, Tony was out for a while with an injury, so they ran kind of like he went to jail, and they thought, we thought Stax had, snitched on him, and it's been very theatric. But then when he got back, they've been pretty good in the ring, and it's been
Okay.
back-to-back weeks. I think we opened with tag team title matches.
Okay, that's interesting. Interesting.
What's up, Kevin? CM Punk. Will CM Punk work live events? I can't see it being too many.
Right. And I know they've kind of, well, I was about to say I think they kind of scaled back the live events, but when I saw their holiday schedule, it doesn't look like they have scaled back. But I think he would work some, not a lot, but I think he will work some.
Yeah, why not? Right? Like, I mean, I think,
Exactly.
yeah, and especially
Yeah.
when they're trying to build angles. And again, I think the one thing the WWE has done well or consistently is use the live events to get prepared for on-screen rivalries and such. So,
Exactly. It's kind
yeah,
of a trial and error when it comes to the live event. So I think he needs to work at least some of them.
yeah, I would agree with that. So, we'll see. I mean, it would be a big deal if he did. Again, we don't get Roman at too many, but he does some, so it's
He
possible.
does. That is true.
There's some coming up in Canada. Let's go. If Punk's there, I might have to
You might have to go
venture
to
out.
that one.
Right? I might have to venture out. Um, Punk so acting like Cena with his promo last night. Meh. I,
I,
I don't necessarily subscribe to that because he didn't go ham doesn't mean he became Cena. And I got some issues with some people on the internet, so we'll get there. But what did you think of first off, what did you think of Raw?
I thought Raw was pretty good.
Yeah.
I made it to the end. I was super tired, but I made it to the end, and I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed the opening segment with Randy Orton and
Hmm.
Rhea Ripley. I kind of wanted Randy Orton to RKO Rhea Ripley. I was like, make it
You've been
happen.
begging for that It's crazy.
Right, but I enjoyed Raw from start to finish. One thing really bothered me, what I saw on Twitter, I think it was. I saw a fan say they should have cut the women's tag team match short because of Punk.
Oh, fuck off.
But then we sit here and cry every week when the women are not featured on Raw, but we want to cut it for CM Punk, who hasn't been in the company for 10 years. I had a problem with that. I kind of did.
As you should. And I mean, there was nothing wrong with that tag match. It wasn't a boring match.
Right.
I know I heard a couple people being like, "Oh, it's so boring and nothing happens." Listen, the only flaw with Raw is it's 3 hours. If that was a 2 hour show, it would have cooked last night. I thought there was a lot of stuff in the first hour that was great. Bronson and Ivar, I'm happy that these two guys are fighting. I'm looking forward to the rematch. I like Gunther. The issues with Imperium and his little minions can't get along.
Right.
R-Truth was on the show. How can you
Exactly.
go wrong?
Yeah, I was kind of the only thing I kind of was disappointed about. I wanted to see Becky Lynch because I wanted Becky Lynch to kind of talk about her rekindling her relationship with Charlotte. Maybe they're saving that for SmackDown since the Women's War Games match was mainly SmackDown superstars
Yeah.
with the exclusion of Becky Lynch. But I kind of did want them to touch on that just a little bit. But I think they'll hold that off for SmackDown on Friday.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there's still a lot of questions to be answered there. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a better Raw. And I mean, I know some people find 3 hours a dredge, and we do too.
Oh yes, it's definitely a dredge.
Yeah, it's just no matter how hard they try, there's flat spots in the show. It's too damn long.
Right.
But
And,
yeah, I
and
thought, oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I thought we had a good level of like what we got was pretty good. I was really happy with Randy. Thought he kind of ended up being the star of the show, and
He
then
definitely was.
yeah, then it all ended up in the reason why so many people showed up, CM Punk for the last 4 minutes.
Right. And just going back to your statement of being slow spots, that's the nature of it being 3 hours. You're going to have those slow moments. And I think people have to understand that and I always take it back to like a regular TV show. There are always going to be those episodes or those moments in those episodes where it's like, okay, this is kind of a drag and I kind of want it to be done. And you kind of have to treat wrestling the same way because it's like it's weekly as well, and they can't just spit out great content every week. It's not possible unless you're God himself. It's not possible.
Right. So no, I mean it's a lot. And again, will that ever change? Maybe a new TV deal, they'll come up with something creative. Like I keep wishing that like it was like a 2 hour Raw, and then maybe you do an hour 205 kind of idea, or another, like a Raw talk for an hour.
Right.
We have an after show. Maybe you make it a little more exciting. Put a dark match on it. I don't fucking know.
I
But
would
the 3 hour
always
Raw
love
still
to see like they use that third hour, take it off another night and do like Heat again, Sunday Night Heat, something like that, which could be a precursor to Monday Night Raw the next night. I would love to see Sunday Night Heat come back.
That's not a bad idea, right?
Yeah.
Not bad idea at all. But yeah, and I mean now we're back from commercial break, folks. If you haven't made a prediction, we'll take your prediction. I'm going to click on a couple of these. I think Nick said happy early birthday to you.
That is correct. Tomorrow is my birthday. I turned the big 30. My coworkers have been calling me Dirty 30 all day.
First thing out of my mouth. Shit. So predictable, KJ. No, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
There you go. The hat getting 1 year older. Since KJ pulled it up, but didn't acknowledge it. Happy. Oh, listen, look at this guy on the other side acting like just a general chatter of you didn't click on. Hey, bud, there's the super chat and super stickers if you'd like to stand out, my guy. I hope you're enjoying your rest, sir. That's funny. Happy birthday, Anthony. Lots of love.
Yeah, it's downhill from here. That's what I keep saying. That's what I keep hearing, I should say. Like my coworker told me next year I'm gonna be 40, and I'm like, that's 10 years from now. So
that's it. It's all right. I got a decade on you, so it doesn't get any better as you get older. No, it's good. It's good. Do you have a problem with Elia having a match with Nathan Frazer before he faces Corbin? Not really. I don't really see it why we're doing it, but I guess it's a way to get Elia in the ring, and probably Corbin's going to screw it up.
And I don't know who these people are. So
Well, Elia, I mean, I'm hoping Elia comes up to the main roster soon. He is the NXT champion right now. If you want to watch some good matches, go check out Elia and Gunther. Those are
okay.
phenomenal
Oh,
matches.
Elia versus
Also,
Gunther.
Walter at the time.
I'm gonna have to go watch
Yeah,
that.
worth it. Oh, Stacks with wow, kick out. A hot start to the night. I saw somebody make a comment about what's up, Dale? How you doing? How you doing? Dixie Carter was in the back last night.
She was visiting everybody at Monday Night Raw.
Nick Aldis, Dixie Carter, and Cody Rhodes in the same picture blew my mind a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to see all of them together.
Right. Oh, low blow. Oh, butterfly driver. Stacks kicks out with a low blow of his own.
Oh, I'm just now seeing him a little bit behind you, but
let me know when you got the ref giving 2 fingers to the timekeeper.
All right.
I'm always slightly ahead. I don't know what's going on in your country.
All right, I got you. 2 fingers.
There we go. Pause. Question. Were you a fan of Punk's AEW run?
I'm not a fan of Punk at all.
I know, so I feel it's gonna be interesting. You don't like him at all.
Yeah, I don't like him at all. I can say this. I can truthfully say I started watching Collision because of Punk. And then I somewhat kind of stopped when he left because I can admit that Punk is a great wrestler. He's a great entertainer. He's great on the mic. I just don't like him as a person, and that's just me personally. I'm sorry.
No, okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So it's gonna be interesting to get your take on everything as the champions retain. Big pin. Stacks has been impressing me. I know you again a little unfamiliar, but he's come a long way. He was kind of just like a little side guy. And he's kind of figured himself out over the last little bit, getting better and better.
That's good. That's good. I have to really start getting back into NXT, but I feel like I watch too much wrestling already.
Amen. Amen, man. Around WrestleMania, when they were still kind of coming out of the trying to figure out the 2.0 thing, I gave up. We had another gentleman jump on Tuesdays, hang out with Nick. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I do too many nights. A Tuesday is not the night I want to do, but they figured it out. They like Michaels kind of came in with some of the changes in creative, and yeah, it legitimately it's every week it's entertaining.
That's good.
The matches are strong. If you like Impact, I think NXT would speak to you.
I think the reason why I stopped watching NXT, because I didn't stop watching when it turned 2.0. I stopped well before. I had a problem with them moving live into 2 hours on Wednesday night because I would watch NXT like I would binge watch it like it was a regular TV show to catch up for the next takeover. And that's how I kind of watched NXT. When they moved live to 2 hours, I just couldn't do it. I was like, I'm gonna just have to fall off here.
Oh, it becomes so much. And again, you got to be picky with your content. And that's something we've discussed with both companies of, 3 hours of Raw is a lot. It feels like a slug. And, especially coming off of 4.5 hour pay-per-view. And then you look at Rampage and Collision and you start going like, how don't we burn out our audience and how don't we burn out our stories or what, it's hard to be that entertaining for all those hours every week.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a bit much. So I kind of after that kind of reserve Tuesday nights to kind of watch other things other than wrestling.
The other things. I mean, it was just recent where it was like, oh yeah, football, hockey. Yeah, there's other things. There's some shows I like. Yes.
Right.
But yeah, Nathan Frazer and Elia having a confrontation. Oh, Jerry the King Lawler, the King.
Okay.
It's nice to see King after his, health issues.
Yes. I always refer back to that scary moment on Monday Night Raw when he had that heart attack on commentary. Like that was legit scary.
Yeah, it was one of the craziest moments. And I couldn't imagine. I mean, going through that in front of a live crowd.
Right, right. At least Michael Cole was very good at keeping us updated, and then at the
Yeah.
end of the night told us like he's doing well. It's like great because
Yes.
we can't see that on live TV.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so Kalani is going to take on Kiana James. So it's just probably that would have been a split match for me and Nick because I like Kiana. I know he likes Kalani. Kiana James versus Kalani Jordan. Who is naming these athletes?
So I looked at like what these matches are a little earlier today. What is the Iron Survivor
Oh,
Challenge?
oh, here comes Kalani, by the way, guys. But yes, 30 shots and 30 lap dances was suggested. So we'll talk about that. Um, but yes, so the Iron Survivor is kind of like a gauntlet match. But so two people start every couple minutes, they add another person, and the match itself is like 20, like it's on a timer, and you have to the end of the time, like the 25 minutes, to score as many pinfalls and submissions as possible. And if you get pinned, you have to go to a penalty box. Hello, Impact, and stay there for 2 minutes. So it's
Hmm.
it's only been once. We've had it
Okay.
last year for the first time.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. I know some of the critics and the people that just don't like anything couldn't didn't care for it. It's different. It's unique. It's definitely over the top gimmicky. It almost felt like you got the main show took War Games. This is the trade off for War Games.
Okay. Okay. So it's similar to I think it's the King of the Mountain
Yeah,
in Impact. Okay. Okay.
yeah, same idea except there's a penalty box.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I might
Hmm.
have to check that out. But I think Deadline and Final Resolution come on the same night, so I might have to watch Deadline another time. But okay, that's very
Oh, okay,
interesting.
okay. But we are on another commercial break, folks. I think
Mhm.
we're on break number 2, maybe 3. But we'll just get to the chat and answer some of these for you. Corey says, Anthony, please explain not liking Punk as a person. Is there a story there?
It's not really a story. I think because and this is before his AEW run. Um I think the way he just came off on TV, I wasn't a fan of the pipe bomb. I think it exposed a little bit too much.
Yep.
Um
Okay.
I just and then the stories you heard from other WWE superstars behind the scenes. That's just not my cup of tea, to be honest. I know he was also done wrong on WWE's part from what I'm understanding as well
Yeah.
with the staph infection, things of that sort. But he kind of gives me this bad kind of vibe, I guess you would say. And it
The
just
bad juju.
yeah, so it's like I don't
He has a bit of a dicky aura.
yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly how you would put it. So I just kind of like to stay away from that. And then on top of that, the fans make it worse because they make it seem like he's just the god of professional wrestling, and he's not. I'm gonna just be perfectly honest. He's a needle mover. He's a draw, absolutely. But I just don't think he's the end all be all in professional wrestling. Just to be honest.
Yeah. Um, um, yeah, I mean, my thing with Punk is it was funny because I wasn't really watching wrestling intently when he had his heyday with the WWE. I'd peek in, peek out, but I had other shit going on. It just was kind of, your typical, WWE fan, in and out. And so I didn't really grasp all of it. And I kind of caught it at the end and then kind of worked backwards as I got back into wrestling. Again, did he ever do anything in the ring that I was like blown away by? His old stuff? Like he was great in Ring of Honor, but his gift of gab, he was able to sell himself. I think, yeah, I think he made big mistakes with the WWE. Being bitter, you get a match with the Undertaker, that's a big deal. But to be bitter that you're fighting the Undertaker, not in the main event. Well, we've heard a lot of pro wrestlers say make it the main event. do what you're supposed to do.
Exactly, because you're in the ring with the Undertaker. A lot of his
Yeah.
matches in the latter part of his career, WrestleMania matches,
Mhm,
were the main event, even though they
mhm.
were not the main event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So, yeah, a lot of that, and then the AEW stuff. I was really excited because again, I kind of try and view everything, case by case. Like, okay, he had issues. I don't care. If you come back now and do good stuff, then I'm in for it. And that moment when he returned that night to Rampage and AEW, um, it was amazing. People were crying. Like, it was insane. Like, there was so much emotion in that building that night. As
Mhm.
a fan of wrestling, I could not help but like, this is going to be cool. And then everything fell apart. And as we went through this whole story, again, I think at times because he had the history, it was very easy to peg him like, you're the common denominator. And sometimes that happens to people. Sometimes you find yourself in pickles that are very similar, and they're, well, if it happened there, well, then you must be guilty here.
Right.
And I felt bad for him because I thought it didn't matter what he did in AEW. He was doomed. And again, he has a bit of a dicky aura. So it probably, very abrasive, but there's so many reports of the good side of Punk. So I wanted to give him a chance. And undeniably, just being a guy that's into stats and numbers, you saw what he could do, right? Like you
Exactly,
saw
exactly.
Needle, right? So that's what I found. The word fickle came to mind today, watching the IWC kind of eat each other alive as usual. There's
Yeah.
so many people watching wrestling to hate it. I think that's like the only thing. Like, I don't think people go to movies. I don't think people like throw on a show on Netflix with the intent of I can't wait to hate this. I'm gonna
Right,
watch it, but I
right.
hate it. Like, I think it's so rare. Like, dude, next week we're going to that concert. It's gonna suck. That band's been shit since '88. Like, what? What are you doing?
Exactly. Yeah. And then just going back to what you said about giving him a second chance. That's the same thing I'm doing. I'm like, I'm giving him a second chance to see what he does. And with his promo, I've seen so many people talk about this today. And
Yep.
I know on our stream on Sunday, I said he has to talk about AEW, but
Yep.
he didn't. Was I
Mhm.
upset? Absolutely not, because maybe he's a changed man. I did like, in a way, for me, he kind of shaded AEW because he didn't mention them at all. It was like he hasn't wrestled for 10 years. Like, he's been invisible for 10 years and he's
Yeah.
back in WWE. Now, I felt that was a shade, and I'm like, okay, CM Punk,
Uh,
I can get with that. But yeah, I'm giving the man a second chance. I also, for a very, very long time, I did not like Charlotte Flair. Now, it was more of her character, not her actually as a person. And
yeah.
after she took her break after WrestleMania, after Backlash, when Ronda beat her for the title, for the SmackDown Women's title, she was gone
Yeah.
for like 8 months, came back, beat Ronda, and won the title. I was like, I'm literally giving Charlotte a second chance. I'm not gonna say one negative thing about her, and I've grown to love her, and she's now in like my top 10
She's the GOAT.
favorite women's wrestlers. So CM Punk might be that type of person come 3 years from now when his contract is up with WWE, if or when he doesn't resign, if he resigns or he doesn't resign.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to get everyone up to date, we are back, and this is big news. They are giving us clips of Nikita Lyons getting ready for a comeback. That is, oh, she's in the crowd. Yes,
Oh, that's
Nikita is
good.
here.
I don't know much about Nikita in
Oh, you,
NXT,
yeah,
but I've seen her in Wild Women of Wrestling, and
yes,
she's good. She's good.
Nikita Lyons. Oh, Nick might have his Tiffany epiphany, but as we get Kiana James is coming out. Yes, I like that entrance with the helicopter.
That's nice.
I don't like her bringing her purse to the ring. It seems silly.
She brings her purse to the ring.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm looking at it now.
it's usually loaded with a brick. Often.
She looks strong.
No, to me, I think that
Mhm.
me and Nick debate Kiana James quite a bit because I think she has a bright future. She's one of those, she'll be like one of the top heels in NXT at some point, and then I could see her, 4 or 5 years from now as she progresses, being able to transition to the main roster very strong, really good heel persona, great physical shape. Yeah, a little bit. They put her in too many like gimmicky skits for a
Yeah.
while. She was with Bar Rescue and it wasn't fun.
Okay. And then the other lady in the ring, her name is Keilana James.
Yes, Kelowna. Yeah, Jordan.
Okay.
So it's Kiana James, KJ versus KJ. The all KJ battle here on NXT. If you don't watch NXT, you're not watching too much wrestling. Oh, there you go. You got to hit max around here. What if they bring back FBI? I think that'd be hilarious. Sonny is facing 17 years in prison. Yeah, I think last night we kind of ducked and dodged this question a little bit. I know Luna's covered it quite a bit.
Yes.
And again, I mean, I think the short answer to you or to everybody else is, you get so many chances to get it right, and a person that's been given opportunities that people like you and I have never had.
Right.
There's no reason for this to go this way, and unfortunately, it did. Now you pay the price.
Right. And she's not facing 17 years. She was sentenced to 17 years. And I think she was sentenced in Florida, and Florida does not have parole. So she has to do the entire 17 years.
Man, at one point, the most clicked on lady on the internet. Like, that's insane. Like, not Carmen Electra, not, it was Sunny.
Right. She was very popular.
Now she's looking all kinds of cloudy. Too soon?
Too soon. Way too soon.
Seth Rollins is wrestling. Seth is wrestling. He is better wrestler than CM Punk. Facts. At the end of the day, CM Punk will sing Seth freaking Rollins' song. Well, I don't know. We're gonna get a song off here. Who do you think becomes the heel in that situation? Like, who is the crowd more inclined to turn on in between? If
Seth
it's
Rollins.
Seth yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. My hope is that Seth Rollins doesn't lose the title to CM Punk. That doesn't need to happen. I fear that is going to happen, but it doesn't.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
But I think the man's going to get his hand on some gold for sure. And again, it's just, listen, I think if you're Triple H and you're looking at they made such a big deal about the most viewed fucking moment ever. That's what they're there for. They're there for
eyes. Y'all were going to be in that moment. I was hoping. I was like, let it be KJ and Nick up there.
Nick and I froze live. We were live like, wait. I know that one. I know that one. Damn it. So, but it looked like they were pulling more Twitch streamers than YouTube.
They were. Yeah, than YouTube.
We might have to double dip and head into Twitch.
We might have to. I was gonna say, I kind of lost my train of thought for a second. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, if I was writing Raw right now with CM Punk involved, I would immediately put him in a program with Gunther.
Oh, wow.
That would just be interesting. I know everyone wants to see Seth Rollins and CM Punk, but give me Gunther, give me CM Punk. I would take that in a heartbeat.
Very interesting. I think the natural inclination is somebody that is, equally that could go with him on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther's not terrible on the mic, but Gunther I think you just want to see him get the shit slapped out of him. That would make everybody happy. All the haters. As we head back into commercial break with Kiana James in control, folks.
Yeah, she just took I think the other one, I don't know her name.
Kalani.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Kalani just took a nasty bump on the announce table.
The fans are picking. Oh, I missed that, Boston. Damn. Nick letting you know that it's a TNA match without being TNA. It's a TNA match with better production.
That exactly.
Break number 2. So I think we're on break number 3 now. What do you think about the crazy spot at War Games between Randy Orton, RKO, JD? I thought it was excellent. Amazing.
Is it the RKO moment?
What?
Was it the RKO moment?
Yeah.
Yes, that was insane.
How do you feel about McDonough coming out with the neck brace now?
I thought someone pointed it out on TikTok that the neck brace has left AEW and signed with WWE. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
The neck brace is all WWE. Yo. Punk is awfully self-righteous and can get preachy. Yes. I mean, I can't say that. I've never met the man. So I'm going to take your word for it. That's what I love about the wrestling fans. They're like, he's mean to people. He kicks dogs on his way to the arena. Like, you're like, wait, how do you know? His best matches were with Cena and WWE. I think he's going to have really good matches with Seth Rollins. I think he's going to have really good matches with a lot of people in WWE. And that will always be the tail of the tape for me. Like, great that you're a great talker. People want to see you. Undeniably the most talked about guy in the industry. But give me something in the ring. But as we see with Roman Reigns, you don't have to really put in a whole lot to do it at the WWE level.
That's true. That is exactly right. And to go back to this Boston Gamer comment here, and just like KJ said earlier, he wasn't really watching. You weren't really watching during CM Punk's heyday in WWE. I wasn't either. I kind of fell off. I'm not the biggest Cena fan. I've been very vocal about that, and the constant shoving down my throat of Cena, I kind of turned out of Raw and I was just watching SmackDown for a big period of time.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of stuff between Cena and CM Punk that I kind of missed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't watching really back then.
Yeah. No, and listen, and I do want to address this. We're on a commercial break, and I know you and I are on a bit of a hot run right now, but I heard a lot of people, and again, if anybody wants to clip this and send it to them, but I hear people like JD from New York just turncoat, quiet, whiny son of a bitches.
I saw it. I had to turn it off.
Like it again, 1 week it's like he's the best. I love him. I can't believe he's not there. The next moment, wrestling fans of that ilk have become so entitled. And that's what I kind of woke up with the feeling of this morning of what a group of entitled people. Like we said earlier, like you don't go to other sporting events or other entertainment events hoping to hate it. And well, he didn't do what I wanted him to do, so he sucks. He's just a puppet. He's the biggest draw. And again, they have a 2-month build just to get to Royal Rumble, never mind WrestleMania season.
Right.
Come back to me in 3 weeks and let's talk about what he did. Was it the most impactful thing? No. But I will commend the guy who's taken shit for being an asshole for a decade plus, that he actually took the high road. He actually didn't do it. And I think it's partly WWE policy. So those people like JD that think he's a fucking failure, just like he thought Cody was going to be a failure, by the way, that think that because we only got a fluffy 4-minute promo is something that is going to ruin him. He's done, da-da-da-da. Stay tuned. It's going to get really hot and heavy. So don't miss out. But at the same time, stop being so goddamn entitled. Stop thinking that just because we all came together on some fucking message board that we think we should get to book the shows. We can sit here and criticize it or critique it or have a 2 cents about any of this wrestling. And if you want to be on one side or the other, do you, boo-boo. Everyone's got their own flavor of tea that they like. But to sit there and just think that this shit is just going downhill when all WWE is done in 2023, just, in spite of guys like JD from New York who continually, it sucks, it sucks, it sucks, it sucks. And his little army, it sucks, it sucks, it sucks. Break record, break record, break record, break record all year long. So I had to get that off my chest, Anthony.
No, I understand the frustration sometimes just with the IWC, and I know we kind of focus in not on NXT, but this match is really good. I think that was me on Saturday. I don't know, in the Survivor Series chat, I told Nick not to look at my tweets from Saturday because I was just annoyed with the IWC. I woke up Saturday morning, opened up Twitter, and the thing I saw was everybody kind of bashing Shotzi's promo on Friday. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best promo, but I kept going back to her theme song says she's a psycho. So if you want her to come out and sound like Bill Clinton and say I did not have sexual relations with that woman, that's not gonna happen because she's not proper. She's gonna have a crazy moment. That's just Shotzi.
Yeah.
And I was seeing comments of I hate her. I was seeing comments of she's not good, she underperforms, and all of this stuff. And I'm like, do y'all know this is the reason why she kind of deactivated her Twitter at one point? Because of this?
Sorry to interrupt you. The bell just went, but
I'm hearing it now. and it's Roxanne Perez.
Oh, so Kalani's gonna make this. Wow. Big Nick gonna have some gloating to do next week.
Ooh, what a kick.
Split leg moonsault for the win. And Kalani James qualifies
Well, people might
for the
hate me for
Iron
that, but
Survivor.
the split leg and moonsault was way better than what Naomi did. That was pretty. That was so pretty and spot on.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big win. That's a big win for Kalani in her career. She just finished. She was the runner-up in the Breakouts tournament. So we're just getting to know her. She spent some time hanging out with oh man, I forgot her name. The flexi lady. I can see her face. Who was it? Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke. So this is good for her, I guess. I mean, definitely good for her. And I guess we're still getting Kiana James and Roxy.
Hey,
A week from Saturday.
Nice. That was really nice. Yeah, but going back to the Shotzi thing, just
yes, go.
It just really annoyed me. It's like we can't get any type of like praise. Like that when she started screaming at first, I was like, okay, this is a bit much. But then she settled down and explained why she felt like she should be in War Games and what Damage Control has did to her. And it's like people take that one moment and it's like she's the worst of all time. And I'm like, and then you wonder why you get blocked by these wrestlers and you want to tweet out, I don't know what I did. Well, you said you hated her. I don't get it.
Listen, I mean, yeah, it's crazy to me. Like we saw it. I mean, I know what like Taya Valkyrie, who I adore as a wrestling talent. She, you know, she has a match on Dynamite and they just troll her. And again, it's just this entitlement of like, you should be everything I want you to be. Yeah, Shotzi's got some work to do. And again,
she does. And I'm not going to deny that. Like she has some work to do, but just to say all the things that you've said, it's not worth it. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, not at all, man. I like it. But the Alpha Academy's here.
Oh, that's cool.
This is crazy. When did Tozawa become the star of the show?
I know it. Tozawa and Maxine a little bit. She's like became a star as well.
Interesting. And they're giving us little preview packages for each of the former North American champions. Gargano. They did it for they're going to do it for Bronson as well. So this is interesting tonight.
So what I'm understanding with that fatal 4-way, Wesley has to win to face Dom.
Yeah.
Deadline. Okay. And all three of those are former
North American champions.
Yeah, North American champions.
Yeah. Nick, for the record, I don't think it's going to be a failure. I hope I wasn't implying necessarily, oh my God, I don't think you feel that way. But thank you for clarifying. Nick wants everyone to know, guys. Wow, we've elicited some big responses. We're gonna have to tackle these on the next commercial. Up next, by the way, so for the last few weeks, we've been doing a scandal at Chase U with Andre Chase, and tonight he's gonna speak about it for the first time.
Is Olivia Pope involved? If y'all don't get the reference, I'm sorry.
That's amazing. But yeah, I mean, listen. If anybody thinks that promo will make or break CM Punk's return, they're crazy. They're not paying attention. Right. Yeah, I mean, I think what happens with wrestling fans, and I get some of the people out there that are genuinely like, you know what, he could have given us a little bit more. Could have been a little longer, a little more fired up, a little more, it did lack maybe the initial purpose of like, okay, you're back, but why? Like, it didn't really have that. So as much as I defend it, I still think that I heard Mick Foley say today, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And sorry, JD from New York, I'll take Mick Foley's opinion over yours any day of the motherfucking week. Yeah, no offense, guy. Well, maybe a lot of offense. They should have had Punk do his first promo at least on the ramp in the that would have been cool. If he did it like sat down on the ramp.
I would have liked that too. That would have been cool.
Yeah, just mimic. Yeah, I did like the shout out to it though, like using elements of the old pipe bomb in the new promo.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think once he gets into a like, let's say it is Seth. Once they get into the program, there's going to be a lot of Seth. Seth's already called him a hypocrite. Already said he's a waste of time. It's going to get there. There's going to be those jabs. All the all the chaos that people are hoping for
It's
will
gonna
eventually
happen.
show up.
Yeah. But especially if he's in a program with Seth Rollins first, like
Mhm.
Seth Rollins, I'm sure he's gonna mention you being fired from the other company. He's not gonna say
Sure.
AEW. He's gonna say
Mhm.
the other company. But I do believe it was, as much as we wanted more last night, I do believe it was best for him to come out and be humble, and in so many words said, I made a mistake and I never should have left, and I needed to take time and I did that. I think he needed to say that last night to reassure the fans that this time I'm going to do my best to stick around for the long haul.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Uh, People going back and forth. Kalani has improved so much since being with Dana Brooke. Well, she's no longer with. Since Dana Brooke left, she's improved. Is that what you're saying, Richard? Like, no offense to Dana. I mean, again, we try not to troll someone too hard.
Mhm.
Dana just did the same thing for too long, and it never got over, and she never changed. It was, the definition of insanity and the definition of crazy, right? Like,
Right.
just kept repeating.
And the question there is, was it her that wanted to keep the same character, or did WWE not invest in her to
That's a
switch
valid
it up?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very valid question. I don't know. Shotzi is the Cynthia doll from the Rugrats. That's hilarious. While everyone is so happy go lucky Punk left AEW, I actually want to see how AEW can bounce back and still compete. I never want to go back to the time. 100% JV. If anybody out there, and I know the very hardcore WWE tribal folks, just want AEW washed off the map. No, I lived through a company being washed off the map before. Was fucking terrible for wrestling. Terrible. We went through the dark phases. No competition. Vince could just send them out there. We don't care. We don't care if the show makes sense. We don't care if
Right.
there's continuity. No, we need AEW. I love AEW, guys.
Yeah, and competition is good. Competition in any type of market, whether it be, stores, whether it be TV shows, whether it be
Mhm.
wrestling, football, whatever it is, competition is good because it makes the product fresh and they always have to try to top the other one.
Yeah. Sorry, real quick. We're back from commercial break. NXT Anonymous is here. And I think that's Trick
Let's
Williams is happy. And he's got some issues with Brian Pillman Jr., who we saw earlier talking to Bar Rescue. Oh, so it wasn't. Hey, guys. I mean, that was a little interesting. One of the big storylines is who jumped
Mhm.
Trick. It turns out that it was Brian Pillman Jr. We
So
thought it was Carmelo.
okay, I was just about to say, is this referring back to the Carmelo thing? Because I have watched just a tad bit.
There you go. Anthony, this one's for you.
Or like the AEW botch guy having to delete his account because people not only sent him death threats but tracked him down his home address and where his kid goes to school. Yeah, that's a bit much, but also that account was just atrocious as well because everything WWE AEW did, it was like, let's make a video about it.
We were featured, so shout out to AW Bucks. We had a moment with them. So no, I mean, again, if you want to make comedy out of something, but real quick, we were getting this press conference from Chase. This is interesting. We all feel like JC Jane set him up. We don't know what it is though. Ooh, Richard. Juicy.
Ooh.
It's an ongoing investigation. I am limited.
This,
Is this
this
Tony Khan? Gambling and the misuse of funds. That's what this is. What the fuck? Chase U is in severe debt. Maybe because all their students are 25 and 28 years old and 32.
This is very interesting. It's kind of turned into Law and Order.
We're gonna get Anthony hooked on NXT here tonight. He owes significant money. These little breaking news bars are killing me. Oh, JC turned away when they asked how did they find out who leaked it?
She did, covering her face. This is interesting.
The future of Chase U is in jeopardy. Somebody's going to buy Chase U. That's going to become the storyline. All right, that was a little lackluster. I'm not going to lie, guys. After a 3-week build, he's a gambler. Yeah, that's what the fuck? Boring. Chase U was boring. I listen. Nick likes Chase U more than I do, but they've gotten themselves over. This is nonsensical, and this is the stuff where you have to sometimes either really like it or look past it. What do you think of that little segment?
I actually enjoyed it. It was like watching like Law and Order or something. Being an outsider, I kind of enjoyed that little moment.
Chase U was boring. The squirrel girl is cute. Thanks, Chase. As Braun Breaker coming to the ring, a man that everyone's waiting to see when he shows up.
I would love to see him on the main roster.
I disagree with you, Anthony. Punk should have come out and said he doesn't want to be there and he has no other option and just shit on the WWE setup heel Punk versus face Roman. Okay, but then Roman's got to turn for that to happen. So there's a lot there.
I mean, there's a lot there, and then next thing you know, Roman turns face and people hate him more. I don't know why people want, and I'm not hating on you, VHS. I don't know why people want Punk to immediately go after Roman Reigns. I'm going to be very pissed. I'm gonna be a little bit of the IWC and be very pissed if Punk beat Roman. I think that is a terrible decision. It needs to be somebody that's been there, that's been fighting for that Universal Championship, someone even from NXT that's been trying to get to the main roster. Punk being the one to dethrone Roman Reigns, I don't know. I might stop watching for a minute because I think that's a terrible decision. I'm just being honest.
It's very interesting because that story coming out that he might take, like they have plans for Seth and Roman. You can't do both at the same time. So it'll be very interesting. Like, does he try and take out Seth, but he loses and then moves on? Like, he's not going to win both belts. So
exactly. Yeah.
Interesting. As we ding ding, we will take your predictions. I don't know if you want to give us a prediction on Braun versus Eddie Thorpe. What do you think, Anthony?
Who is I'm probably gonna take Braun Breaker because I don't know who Eddie Thorpe is. I was just about to say who is, you know, Eddie Thorpe.
Eddie's good. Came in from the Indies. Been around. Hot and cold start for him. He hasn't really quite found his legs. But he put some bangers. He had a good match with Dijakovic. So yeah, I got my money on Breaker anyway. Now that I'm selling us on the other guy. Braun for the win. Anybody else jealous of Braun Breaker? Because of Cora? Nah, come on, guy. Braun Breaker for the win. There's some other ones I wanted to click on up here. Jace, you had gambling problems. Yes. Know your limit. Stay within it, folks. Yes, I was going back up to the JD comment, actually. Should Punk win the Rumble? Maybe. He's now one of my front runners.
It would be an interesting choice if he goes to WrestleMania. If he wins the Royal Rumble, I'm still on the hill like he doesn't need to win a title. I'm gonna die on that hill. I'm just being honest.
I think he needs to get his hands on the belt eventually. I really do. I'm in no rush. Like I said last night, I'm very okay with play it out. Deal with some personal issues first. You know, maybe go toe to toe with Seth for a while. But to be honest, I could see him taking the belt off Seth at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's inclined to happen. It really is. I just don't want Seth to lose it that way. But if it does, I mean, I'm not a booker. I'm just a fan watching. I might be a little angry for a minute.
It's allowed. As Braun taking a little rest as he's laying the boots to Eddie. Keep in mind that JD from New York gets TV time on AEW programming, so his opinion is based. Does he really? Is that a thing?
Where for real?
Yeah, I've never seen him on AEW programming, but that would help explain why he's such a shill. But I mean, I gave him credit when he was critical of AEW, and when he comes back the other way, I mean, it's so ridiculous. And the temper tantrums, like a petulant child, like it blows my mind.
I had to I don't even know how the newest video of Punk got on my feed because I blocked him. But I blocked him after the Shotzi incident when he shaved her head and he blamed it on Vince. And I was like, yeah, we're done. I couldn't do it after that.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what bothers me the most about guys like JD is like you, myself, Nick, Luna, we've come on these streams. We have theories and ideas up the ass, but that's what we present them as fan theory, as you know, what we would do. And we don't always agree. We love arguing apparently. And, you know, it happens. So yeah, I mean, two count. But yeah, when you started like acting like you were in the room when this shit went down, and I know Vince was there and Vince was miles away, like that's where I draw the line.
Right.
Like, Meltzer, you can have an opinion. Stop reporting it like news.
Exactly. And I still don't really know who this Dave Meltzer guy is. That's how out of touch I am.
Was it Jim Cornette calls him the world's oldest teenager. Hey KJ and Anthony, what's your take on Camille leaving NWA in January? Guessing TNA has her next destination. She'd be great for the Knockouts.
I'm not sure who Camille is.
Camille's was set the record for the longest ever NWA women's champion. She was so she recently lost her belt. I was surprised that she was leaving, but another name out the door of NWA. My only hesitation with Camille, and I know a lot of people like she's the best out there, is her level of competition wasn't the best for for the whatever, how many days, the 500+ day run that she had. You know, not all the matches, and I watched a good amount of her defenses. A lot of them were clunky and, you know, weren't my favorite. So, but her being a big, like, she kind of like a Giselle Shaw type, right?
Okay.
You know, she'll kick you in the face.
Okay.
The only way that's happening, VHS, is that TK finally realizes he needs to focus on his product and not compete with the major leagues. He needs to write and get characters developed. You know what's funny about this, Anthony? I actually agreed with something John Moxley said today, and it blew my mind because I don't often do that. But he said, we got to remember that we're different and we got to stay different. And I was like, hey, fucking men, brother.
Yes. Different is good. And going back to competition is good. And I believe AEW came out the gate swinging at WWE, and you can't do that. WWE's been around for 50 years, over 50 years. You got to focus on yourself first. Establish AEW, get it going, and then maybe come out with some small jabs and, you know, and try to fight back just a little bit to gain some momentum and gain some of that WWE viewership. And I like the one thing that really bothered me early on with AEW was Eddie Kingston saying something about WWE, and I'm like, dude, you've never been there. Like that bothers me. But if it was somebody like CM Punk, if it was somebody like Cody Rhodes who said something negative about WWE, I would have went with it because you've been there. You were there at one point, But yeah, you got to focus on yourself. And I think TNA was doing that at one point. They were focusing on themselves
Yeah.
early on. And then some of those WWE heads like Hulk
Mhm.
Hogan and others got in and was like, let's go to Monday night and face off with Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Really? And TNA was at its hottest,
Yep.
I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. And I mean, it eventually was a big step backwards going to Mondays for Impact, getting out of their lane, overextending. And the same thing. Instead of Tony Khan constantly coming out and telling us how great the product is, let the reporters, let the fans brag about it. Let, kind of like ECW. They didn't have the internet back then. They didn't,
Right.
you didn't have Paul E. Like on show, Paul E. was very much a bragger of his brand. But he let the fans, he let the buzz, he let that you gotta see this shit write the checks to build the audience. And that's what I feel like that to me has been Tony's biggest downfall, is consistently worried about the internet. He's changed matches because of the internet. The internet's a fraction of your fan base. It's just the way
Exactly.
it is, man.
And I feel like every time they go head to head, it's like, just do you.
Yeah.
Now you might can stack the card a little bit, try to gain some momentum and some viewership, but just like when they went head to head on NXT, okay, so now we have to have a pre-show. Now, since WWE is commercial free, you got to go commercial free.
Yeah.
Then you have to tweet about it the whole hour of being commercial free, and it's like, dude, just be AEW for a minute,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I felt a little bad for Tony on Saturday because he was tweeting his ass off about Collision and Rampage. I'm going up again, like, you got to see our show. Someone watch our show, please. I felt bad for the guy. By the way, Eddie and Braun are still going. We're back from commercial. I think we're on commercial break number 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I haven't been counting. I've been enjoying the chit chat. QT Marshall got sick of TK booking his show. Well, QTV sucked. But me and Nick joked that the QT Marshall that you see in AAA and outside of AEW, it's actually really good. He's a really good heel.
And QT, from what I'm understanding, he left AEW. He resigned, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And a long time in the making. I saw one that was trying to spin it like CM Punk didn't like QT Marshall, so Tony wouldn't let QT Marshall on Collision. So technically him quitting is Punk's fault. I'm like, what? QT Marshall, I think, could end up working with or for NXT.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I missed it.
I think he could end up going to NXT, like helping out as a trainer. He is a good trainer. They have the Nightmare Factory. He's connected to Cody that way. So, I mean, there's potential there. There's a connection with Cody and the family.
Yeah.
Didn't Duke Hudson used to gamble? Hey, that's ironic, actually. He was a poker player. That's one of the Chase U guys. Of course, cute, but she too. Come on. I mean, she's taking some time off to change that look up. So, Braun for the win. Braun for the win. Braun for the win.
Everybody's taking Braun.
What's wrong with tassels? How do you feel about tassels?
Man, I like them. I like them. I don't see a problem.
Wow. The best spear in the business.
There it goes. Ugh. I always say Braun Breaker spears look like he's really trying to cut him in half.
Yeah, he brags that it's the best one in the business. So he qualifies for Deadline and the Iron Survivor. No shot. Roman lets Punk go over. I can't imagine Roman laying down for Punk. It'd have to be like I relinquish my title. You're gonna have it.
Right. I'm taking an extended vacation, so I'm just gonna, give away the title and relinquish it. So maybe he can pin me there.
All right. Gambling problem and maybe some white powder party too. Accusations, Vance. There's one for you. Yeah.
Anthony, he did say that an old wise man told him that in order to get everything that he wanted from WWE, that he needed to leave and come back, and that the wise man was right. He did say that. I'm not sure what he got out of leaving WWE, losing in 2 minutes and 15 seconds in the UFC and not really showing up for a good number of years, but I'm not CM Punk, so I can't speak for him. But he did say that. He did say that.
Yeah, and it was a nice touch to, again, like, if you feel like and then he's not the only one. We saw Matt Cardona. I'm not going to go through all the names of Matt Cardona, Drew McIntyre. The list of people that felt like they plateaued in the view of the WWE and went on to find success. Some have come back, some haven't. But I mean, even a Moxley, like, I can't do anything else in this company. I need to go elsewhere to do what I want to do. Whether you love him or hate him, Punk wasn't the first guy to say, fuck it, I can't do this.
Right.
So just unfortunately, when he did try to do it again, it didn't go so well again.
And I think Cody Rhodes was one, because I think he talked to his father Dusty about leaving WWE, and he did. And Cody Rhodes made a big name for himself again. Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, all of these folks made a name for themselves outside of WWE and came back.
Right now we got. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we got Trick and Carmelo talking right now. And somebody said earlier that Carmelo has something to do with Brian Pillman Jr. They just kind of made up, like, okay, it wasn't you. And they're kind of shaking hands. It does make me wonder.
I mean, that would be a big swerve if it was like Carmelo paid Lexus King, I think that's his name, to take out Trick Williams.
Facts. We got Baby Rock on the screen. Pebble. I don't even know who the lady that she's punching is right now, by the way. Oh, there's Kiana fighting. We got a lady brawl. We got a lady brawl.
The whole locker room is just going after everyone. Hair pulling.
Ooh, Bronson Reed package now. Where's Liv Morgan? Stay tuned, Steve. She'll be back.
She'll be back. I'm thinking Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, because I'm gonna be the loudest person there.
Right. Punk did a little victory lap after. He said, "Yeah, he's not here for them. He's here for not here to make friends." Yes, he did. And again, the little subtle digs.
Nice touch.
I mean, it could have been a coincidence, but I put it out there as if it wasn't.
Nice touch by CM Punk.
Yeah.
I like that.
I truly feel like it's more insulting. Like, you imagine TK and everybody sitting there anticipating, what is this motherfucker going to say? And when he says it, I can't wait, because he's going to hear it. Wait till we respond. And then he says nothing.
And he says nothing.
If you go out on Wednesday and start flagging, like, giving it back to him, that never, now you're just making yourself look worse. You're actually strengthening his argument.
Exactly.
Elia, come into the ring. Where's Liv? I got that one. Put Cora Jade with Braun Breaker, make them a power couple. There's too many couples in wrestling.
It's a lot. It's a lot of them.
Too many couples. Back in the day, the wrestlers used to go on the road to get away from their significant other, not bring them with them.
Not travel with them, right?
Eddie Thorpe was trained by Shibata in the LA Doja for New Japan. That is a very true, C-Money. I hope CM Punk will be in 2K20, because, yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't he be? Why would he not be the cover boy?
Right. Which I hope they kind of give it to Bray Wyatt, but yeah.
Facts. I forgot about that. Forget you, Punk. I don't know any of these girls. I watch the show every week. Paul, I'm with you. I knew 3 out of 7, 8, 9, 10.
I have the same feeling, Paul. Sometimes when I watch Impact, I'm like, who are these people? Sometimes.
Where did y'all come from? Do you guys work here? Dragunov for the win. Yeah, I think that goes without saying. The champ's got a big match coming up with Baron Corbin at Deadline. I don't expect this match to be a whole lot. Nathan Frazer, a good kind of cruiserweighty guy, but I don't expect much out of this match.
Now I did see Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes. I think that was at the last
Yeah.
NXT. That was a match.
Hmm.
That was like the first time I saw Dragunov, and I was like, well, this was something. And I was like, I think I'm gonna watch NXT, and then Becky dropped the title, and I just stopped.
Right. 2-1, 2-1. I'm going to pop off for just a second, my friend.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll leave you with the people.
All right, I got you.
The
So
hat.
I'm so I'm looking at the comments here. So I see Steve G says there are a lot of couples in wrestling, but very few on screen together. That's very true. That's very true. One couple that I would like to see together is Bianca Belair and Montez Ford. I would like to see them on screen as heels. I think that would be pretty cool. Let's see here. VHS, despite WCW being a train wreck, every time you watch WCW, almost everyone on the show was larger than life. Now, I didn't watch much of WCW. I have gone back and watched a lot. You know, obviously not live because they're not doing any more shows because they got bought by WWE. But WCW, it did feel alive. It felt like everybody was larger than life. I really do agree with that. Boston says, "Don't f it up." I'm gonna try my best, Boston, and I don't even watch NXT, so I'm gonna try my best. I know you're here with me though. Camille, and I think I pronounced her name right. NWA equals Jade in AEW. So basically, Jade not facing top talent in AEW is the same as Camille not facing top talent or strong competition in NWA. That, from what I've heard from KJ, that seems about right. And I think that's why Jade is being held off from debuting in WWE because she needs a little bit of work, not a lot, but just a tad bit of work in WWE so she can face the likes of Charlotte and Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Yeah, she just needs a tad bit of work. VHS Hatman Punk versus Miz, your thoughts? Would love to see it. Would love to see it. Miz is great on that mic, and to see Miz and Punk go back and forth, um, I would pay money for that. I would definitely pay money for that. Um, Curtis says this is break number 5. Yeah, I hate commercials, y'all. Commercials really bother me. Damian Heater, or I think that's Hater. I'm bad with names. I want Jade versus Sasha Banks. Yes. You know, I would love Sasha Banks to return to the WWE, but I know she's very happy right now being in New Japan Pro Wrestling, being Mercedes Moné, kind of doing her own thing. But Jade versus Sasha Banks would be an absolute banger. Give me Jade, give me Sasha Banks, give me Bianca Belair main eventing night 1 or 2 of WrestleMania, and I'm there. Plain and simple. If they wait and debut Jade in the Rumble, she'll have enough people in the ring at the same time as her to distract from and cover it if she makes a major mistake, which is smart. No, agreed, Daniel Price, agreed. And I really think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna debut Jade Cargill at the Royal Rumble, give her not winning. I know a lot of people say she should win, but I don't know if she should win. Give her a solid feud heading up to WrestleMania and give her a singles match at WrestleMania on the biggest stage, and then build her as being the top star in WWE shortly after Mania. Boston Gamer says it's funny that anything gets called Hatman when all 3 of them always wear a hat. Yeah, I always get called Hatman, and apparently Hatman here also helped the channel get to 3,000 followers, or subscribers, as MDB said a couple of days ago. Mercedes Moné last night on her X account changed back to formerly known as Sasha Banks. Ooh, interesting. I know a lot of people want and believe Mercedes is coming back to WWE, and I would love to see it. Unbroken, I just noticed you're wearing all gray. That was not planned at all. Heel Crew says her Twitter campaign leads to the Rumble, since she's seeking ideas on who her first victim will be. Interesting. Same hat time, same hat channel. Oh, KJ is back. He left me
Speaking
for a
of
little
hat,
bit. I think I hanged in there for a bit.
you were doing well. You were doing good, man. But the ironic part of the hat thing is yours 100%. But there's all three of us rock hats. Your hat is the famous one.
I guess so. Especially with MDB saying yesterday, like your hat was the sole person that got this channel to 3,000
over the hump, folks. The next level. We were just missing the right hat. But Elia, Dragunov, and Nathan Frazer kicking off. If anybody's got a prediction on it, yes, I'm in my Tuesday gray.
Tuesday gray.
Anthony is in Nick's office. Wait till Nick comes home. It's actually KJ's bar, but I'm just throwing it out there. Anthony always gets his hat mobile stuck in Atlantic traffic. All gray. They're both aliens, confirmed.
Hilarious.
Facts.
Oh, we both have glasses on tonight. I didn't even recognize that.
There
Looking at Boston Gamers comment down here.
we got an observant bunch in the chat, if nothing else.
We do.
I wouldn't fit in with you guys. I wear a hat. I have a beard, but no glasses. There you go. It's funny because for the longest time, I wouldn't wear my glasses live. So you get used to it.
Yeah, you kind of get used to it. Yeah.
Tired of throwing my contacts on every night. They get dry and shit.
Ooh, what a kick. Whoa.
The match has got a good amount of energy.
He caught him like in midair.
Big NXT chance, folks. I hope you guys are enjoying NXT. Remember, we're back tomorrow for Dynamite. Thursday, we got Impact. Friday, we got the doubleheader. Me and Nick will be here for SmackDown and Rampage. Saturday, I think there's nothing but Collision. And Sunday, we're finally the most anticipated stream on channel history, the Viagra on a Pole stream that has been pushed back a couple weeks. Make the power couple Ian Gray and his wife and their ex-husband, the nutritionist. Yeah, we'll have a threesome. Let's go. WC, yeah, we got that one. Leafs tied it up. Thank you, Chambers. Low scoring affair. 4 horsewomen versus Damage Control at Mania 40. I'm assuming Sasha Banks comes back. I heard you when I ran on my little break there that you brought up Sasha and what you thought. I'm going to say it here. My prediction is Sasha Banks will return to the WWE. I'm convinced it will happen. I'm not sure when. The Rumble is shaping up to be one of the craziest Rumbles ever.
It is.
And oh wow.
That was sweet. Oh.
Springboard moonsault into the reverse DDT. Nathan Frazer is showing off.
Oh, he's going up to the top now.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Ooh.
Oh.
Face first to the mat.
Dragunov's just intense. Everything Dragunov does is with intensity. An H-bomb. Oh, he got up. Not enough. Rude.
So that form is called an H-bomb? Oh,
an H-bomb.
It's nasty too.
There's sometimes where it looks vicious. Like this one. Oh, you talked about my family.
Ooh.
Wow. Do you think Corbin versus Elia Dragunov will be a good match at NXT Deadline? I actually do. I do, because Corbin's a vet, and Elia, again, Elia doesn't. You guys tell me the last time you saw a bad Elia match.
And I think Baron Corbin, I said this a couple of months ago that Baron Corbin needed to go back to NXT. And from what I know, he's been having a decent run. I did see a little bit of his feud with Braun Breaker, which was interesting, and it was a lot was happening, and I really liked it. But I think he might be doing his best work in his career in WWE. I fear.
It's been a little bit refreshing for Corbin. He's still going through a bit of an identity crisis, as I still think, I mean, oh, Corbin's on the screen. This is the Corbin that Nick had been asking for. Like I got fancy stuff, I got fancy cars, I drink fancy wines, I make big steaks, I got an attitude, I'm an asshole. You know, I like this.
This is really cool to see Baron Corbin in this light.
My life is better. Baron Corbin could win.
I want to see how people react to Baron Corbin winning the NXT championship.
Baron Corbin to me is like where people kind of get like a vision of a certain time of a person, and no matter what they do, they can't get over that period of that person. And that's what I feel like is happening with Corbin. Is he had so many bad gimmicks in a row, and so much stop and start booking under Vince and WWE, that we just can't kind of get past that.
Yeah, no, agreed.
But this is a better Corbin. Arrogant, confident. Because I mean, Elia's due to come up.
Oh yeah, very soon. So someone has to take it.
Right?
And
Let
Baron Corbin might be that guy.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Elia in the Rumble. Oh, and I have another prediction on top of Sasha. I think Jade might be the first person ever to win the Rumble on their debut.
Do you think she's gonna win?
Yeah, let's go.
It would be nice. It would be nice. I did say earlier that I don't think she should win.
Woman.
I think they should give her a pretty meaningful feud heading up to WrestleMania, have her first singles match at WrestleMania, and then boom, build her as the next top star until next year's WrestleMania. But if they want to come out the gate like that, hey, I'm here for it.
Right? Okay. Daniel wants to know where his application is. He fits the criteria. We'll set up interviews soon. We'll let you know. Have your people call my people. Wait.
Who is that?
I'm trying to figure it out. Who was that? Maybe my definition wasn't good enough. Who was that? Oh,
Like,
right. Next up, I always screw up this lady's name, but she's from Toronto. Petrovich, I think. That's for Daniel. I believe it when I see it. Far as
fingers crossed, I think it's for real happening this Sunday.
Right. He won't believe it till it pops up. Wink, wink.
Exactly.
I've been lied to for 2 weeks now. Hey, shit happened. We had to talk about Punk. I'm sorry. We had to make some executive decisions around here.
Right.
Nobody likes to bump back a Viagra on a pole, so my bad.
Carmen. Okay. Carmen, that's her first
name. Yeah. Canadian. Anthony, largest hat of the three and smallest beard. Coincidence? Punk's proverbial victory lap was when he showed up at Survivor Series. Was it like, and I know when you and I and Nick sat down and had a chat, I put it out there that what if he did take the high road? What if just his sheer volume of success is the comeback, is
Yeah,
the rebuttal, is the his new mature pipe bomb? I know it's not good for clicks, it's not good for the
right.
fans in in that oh my god level, but yeah, 71 million plus impressions across social media is kind of the biggest fu ever to a company that's trying to find some eyes.
Exactly. And I think and if I can remember correctly, I shot you down very quickly and was like, no, he has to
You
come
did.
out and like a dog AEW. I really believe it was the right call last night to just for him to come out and be humble. I really do believe it was the right call. I do think more should have been said, maybe, but
Hmm.
I really truly believe it was kind of the right call. After
Hmm.
watching it, and I sat back and was like, I actually like this.
Yeah.
I know a good portion of the
Hmm.
IWC is not, but I actually really liked it. He came out and said this was home. And I was
Hmm.
kind of shook. I was like, wait a minute, this
Hmm.
is actually home for you. So I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I think it was good.
that was actually interesting because I know Nick and I debated that line, and I saw a lot of people like he's fake, he's scripted. First off, that didn't need to be scripted. Let's be real. But I listened to Mick Foley. I heard Mark Henry. They busted open. Shout out to them. Mark Henry, Bully and Mark are two guys I really love to listen to. They kind of shoot pretty straight. And they had Mick Foley on, which I mean, Mick Foley's sentiment is WWE's always kind of home. And he's talking to two guys that aren't currently with the WWE. And they both kind of went, yeah, it doesn't matter where you go. Once you're in that, you wander away, but that always feels home. They felt it was very genuine. So who am I to argue with that? Of I am home. Yeah, I left. Yeah, there was bullshit, but this feels like home. And it feels like a very, a much fuller home than I've been in as of late.
Exactly, exactly. And then, using Mickey James as an example, like she calls Impact home. She
Yeah.
also calls WWE home. She has said, which I didn't really agree with, but it's Mickey James, so you just have to agree with. She said everyone's end goal is WWE. And this is from a woman who was mistreated in her second run with
Yeah.
WWE.
Hmm.
So it's like, at the end of the day, WWE is kind of home for a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah, and I mean, Bronson Reed was on Busted Open. They asked him about his like leaving and coming back, and he did some time in Impact when he left. He went out to New Japan, really did well, and his same thing was he goes like Monday Night Raw, WrestleMania. That's stuff that you don't find anywhere else.
Right. Right.
So I mean, it's always something that people got to remember.
Yeah, and I know Tony Khan is trying to build something with AEW and kind of have their own type of,
Yeah,
WrestleMania and stuff, but WrestleMania is WrestleMania.
yeah,
It's the biggest wrestling show ever, regardless of if it's all in or not. It's WrestleMania.
yeah.
And if you're in that generation, like in the generation where I grew up in, and
Mhm.
the generation where a lot of these wrestlers grew up in, it was WWE for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And I don't really hate when someone says, this is home, even though they left in a
Mhm.
bad way.
Absolutely. And I felt like there was enough in like again, would I have enjoyed it more if he had come out and went nuts? Yeah, because it's fun to watch a train wreck. But I understood, and I think part of it, again, our buddy in the digital car had the opinion of like he's just Triple H's bitch, he's his puppet. No, he has a fucking boss. Anyone else go to work and do and say whatever they want
You're gonna
outside
get
of
fired.
me because this isn't like I'm working.
Yeah.
I create for a living. But yeah, unless you're your own boss, you fucked.
Right, exactly.
Oh, we got metaphor.
Okay, this is pretty cool. I like these guys.
Metaphor, I haven't turned the corner of liking them yet.
Yeah.
Nick's a big fan. They're kind of like the Alpha Academy, which they have a bit of a rivalry with right now. But like every week they come out in like different themes and like they're the Scooby Doo gang, and then they're like Ocean's 11, and then there's something else. Like they're different if nothing else. I like Noam Dar. good old Scottish boy. But this group's been different. I don't love them as much as some others do, but they're getting there. They're doing all right.
It's an interesting dynamic. I have seen some of their entrances and they've been really cool.
Nathan Frazer trained by Seth. Facts. Nice one, Chambers. Moments ago. What happened moments ago? Hey, Gacy's back. No. So they're reintroducing Gacy, and this has been very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the emo tortured soul. It's kind of working. Is he under the fucking ring? He's under the ring.
It looks like he is. And wasn't, if I'm not mistaken, Gacy a part of that group Schism?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it sounds like the Rock's daughter, who was part of that group, is going to try and be at Deadline, be in the Iron Survivor, which would be really interesting.
Has she wrestled much since she's joined NXT?
2 matches, maybe.
Okay.
I know at least one, but she's still got some learning. So Joe Gacy has been under the ring the whole night, guys. If anybody was wondering. I think it was Larry. Who's in the chat that's always under the ring? Is it Larry? one of our chat family is always under certain rings. I'm enjoying this match. Yeah, it was a great match. It was a good match. See, this is where like we're almost done. Like it goes so fast.
Yeah, like it's almost over. So I think her last name is pronounced Petrova.
Petrova? Okay.
Petrovic. Yeah.
And Santino's daughter in the ring, who's found a groove here lately with the beauty queen character. It's really working for her. So
Santino's daughter wrestles.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And she's actually selling herself as Santina's niece.
Oh, I like that.
She started off very like we didn't know what to make of her, and it's just been the last couple of weeks where she's really kind of stepped into this beauty queen thing, and it's actually kind of working. Ariana Grace. Carmen Chance in the building. 3-1, 3-1. QT Marshall going to do his own AEW Antarctica Elite Wrestling. You guys should definitely stream the UFC presser this week for fun. Well, we'll check the schedule and see if we can fit it in Unbroken. I know there's UFC coming up, and some nights we just hang around, so might have to drag Anthony out for one of those Saturday nights. What the hell was that about? Is he turning heel? Are we talking about Gacy? Or about Elia? No, Elia was just proving a point. He was mad at Frazer for being mouthy. So, Nathan effed around and found out.
These predictions rolling in. A lot of people 3-1.
Yeah, people doing good. Ariana for the win. John Cena, well, not in the match. I can't see him anyway. Ariana for the win. Blonde lady for the win. Got the blonde for the win. So we got Bird Lady and Blonde Lady on this show. Larry, get out from under the ring. The main event. Somebody asked what the main event was. It's a fatal 4-way. Wesley, Bronson Reed, I almost called him Sammy Gargano. Johnny Gargano and Cameron Grimes, fatal 4-way. Wesley has to win to take on Dom. I'm assuming he wins because why else would you set this up? But that's 3 big names to go over. And Johnny Gargano needs a win, goddammit.
He really does. I saw someone make a tweet, I think, about Johnny Gargano, and they said the biggest lie they told was Gargano was good because ever since he came back to the main roster, oh, is that Joe Gacy?
Joe Gacy ran away with the ring bell. So we can't have the match anymore?
For what reason?
What is happening? So if anybody's not watching, Joe Gacy has emerged from under the ring and has ran away with the ring bell. I like this sword lady. Oh, I so get mad at the props. Ariana for the win. Ariana for the win. She really looks like Santino. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, my guy. That's funny. John Cena should do a line of children books with a Where's Waldo type premise and call it Can You See Me? That's adorable. I like that. Just Cena in the crowds. Is the girl in green Greek? Italian, maybe part Greek, but she's a Canadian. Santino's from Toronto. And he's Italian, or at least been presented as Italian for
Italian, yeah. He's definitely presented as Italian. Do we know if he's full Italian? I don't know.
Yeah. Is he still managing? Is he still in that front role at Impact?
He is. You don't see him as much as you did at the beginning, but I know Impact is limiting appearances for all of their wrestlers to the end of the year, but you do still see him. Yeah. He actually just made the match with ABC and oh man, the guy that just left Impact, he got released, or he asked for his release. Oh man, I can't think of his name. He lost the title, the Digital Media Championship, to man, what is his name? But he made that tag match. That was like the last time we saw him. That was about 3 weeks ago. I think we actually watched that match together. I think Luna wasn't here.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's Oh, now I'm blanking.
Kenny King. There we go.
Fact checkers. Yes. Always got our backs. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna ask you a question. Now, folks, we are on another commercial break. And again, thank you for being here. Here's a question to you about the Impact thing. I know they've talked about kind of backing off and da-da-da-da. Do you feel like that's the best decision, being that they were kind of on a hot tear? And that's part of why they felt like they were going to go back to TNA and ride this hot wave. Is it a bit of a risk to kind of take it easy and cruise into January?
It's already a risk because you can see the Impact fans online getting restless.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been better. And I think Scott D'Amore said this after the announcement of TNA. He said they were going to announce this at Slammiversary. I really think they should have backtracked and did it at Slammiversary. And then you build to Bound for Glory. Then you have the break that we're having now. I think they lost a lot of momentum after announcing it at Bound for Glory and then kind of taking this break. I do understand they're doing production and everything, but they had a lot of people in the wrestling universe excited for this, and it's died down. As an Impact fan, I'm okay with it, but a lot of people are not.
Yeah, it surprised me a little, you know, and especially coming off like back to back or like 2 out of 3 weeks. You have Ospreay in the main event. And there was a lot going on, a lot of buzz, a lot of non-Impact fans were paying attention because of things like Ospreay,
right?
Or Ospreay. Yeah, I found like they could come out flat as TNA and kind of hurt it before it even gets off the ground.
Yeah, and that's my biggest concern. And I think they were trying to use that the TNA name to move ticket sales for Hard to Kill. I'm not a person that keeps up with the tickets, but I think they were trying to use that TNA name to build to Hard to Kill and to sell tickets. And I don't think it's worked out that well. And I feel bad. I really do.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's not like they'll find a way to stick around for another decade, and
Exactly.
they'll figure it out. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting choice because that was so much of what was talked about. Of like, we're on a heater and everyone's loving us, and our audiences are getting bigger. And realistically, when we talk about the nature of competition in wrestling, I love that Impact is kind of nipping at the heels of AEW,
Mhm.
surprisingly, but they're right there neck and neck. And so it's got to, everybody's got to lift their game up.
Exactly, exactly. And then another thing is if TNA is really going to try to be competition going forward, they really had to take these months off to beef up that production because it's just terrible. I'm sorry. I love Impact but the production is just terrible.
Yeah, they're gonna have to come out of the gate hot, and again, their production being better it would be lovely.
Right.
Right? Even if they just like if they went back to like the impact zone, that was like just like even like this NXT environment where at least the production behind it's good. You were talking about the shaky cameras and shit, and
Yeah.
I mean I've witnessed it. It's tough. You hear the guy behind the camera sneeze and shit. Oh,
Ooh, there's a lot of hair pulling and eye gouging or whatever was going on there.
is that the finish? Wow. Ariana Grace with a W.
But there's no
She,
bell.
yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. I will say this. Are we really doing two bell spots in the same show?
Okay,
Oh,
Ariana Grace's music is giving Tony Storm a little bit.
I hear what you're saying. Like, yeah, the
Yeah.
timeless kind of. It's supposed to have that beauty queen vibe. All we're missing is Steve Harvey. Not a draw. Joe Gacy made it official. Joe Gacy running around the building with the bell. Last week he just threw his phone off a roof, and I thought he jumped. It's like this. What? Jonah back in NXT. Yeah, Jonah showing up. Big deal. And I wish they would have kept him as Jonah. I don't know why. I just like the name Jonah better than Bronson.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you there. I don't really like the Bronson Reed name
Hmm. I want Hornswoggle. How old is Hornswoggle at this point, guys?
because he
He's
looks
got
the
to be
same.
50.
He has to be. He's like our truth. They don't age.
All right. See, money, that's cute. We got to face to face between Corbin and Elia next on NXT KJ. Next week? Or, oh, high five. Oh, pardon me. Here comes Brooks and Dunn. Briggs and Jensen, actually. But I like
Okay.
to call him Brooks and Dunn, or affectionately known as Bar Rescue here on the channel. And Daisy Duke.
Okay.
I already claimed her. You guys can have that. Joe Gacy equals Dana Brooke. Wait, what? What?
Oh.
The problem with Joe Gacy is that Schism, it ran
Mhm.
too long. It ran too long, meaningless. Yeah, like I think it was very much of once they kind of established that okay, this is maybe not going so well, it kept happening, and here comes Lexus King. I kind of like the chair entrance.
Yeah, it's really cool. It really is. Oh man.
Hmm.
I haven't seen him in the ring yet.
He's only been in the ring once. It
Okay.
was mixed reviews, but I think he's a subject of people are like, like the smart marks are like, there's this expectation. He just shows up on NXT and he's a world beater, but realizing he's still a young guy and he's in development where developmental where he belongs. He's got some things to learn and some things to work out.
I like
But
that. Hmm. Put Karate Woman versus Xia
there you go. All right, folks. Who do you got? Who do you got? Are you taking Lexus King or you taking Brooks? I think, or
That was
maybe
a
Dunn.
nice kick by Brooks, I think it was. I'm taking Lexus King.
Yeah, it has to win. This is to qualify for the Iron Survivor.
Okay. The TNA match that's not in TNA.
Lexus needs to be like his dad, the loose cannon gimmick. Well, I mean, he actually went on the record of trying not to be like his dad. So a very interesting idea, but it is a reason to separate it and give him that new name. And they don't often explain why Braun Breaker is not Braun Steiner, but at least they explained it this time. But again, it's not necessary that he could pull that off. Maybe he
I
can't.
think they were trying to do the same thing with Charlotte a little bit when she, kind of got around. They were trying to distance herself from her father, but I don't think that would have ever worked.
AJ Styles with blonde hair. JV, he wishes. If he turns into an AJ Styles, I think a lot of people are going to be happy.
I'm gonna click on this comment right here from
Go ahead.
VHS. TNA needs a better TV deal. I agree, and then I also disagree as well. Only reason why I disagree is because the company that owns Impact owns Access TV. And I'm inclined, if I was running a company and I owned a TV channel, I'm not going to seek another TV deal. That would be me, but also to broaden the audience.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe they need a bigger TV deal. I do know they are working with putting Access TV in more homes.
That
I've
would be
seen that
the
story spinning around as well. And then they're on YouTube. You can't beat $4.99 a month for the weekly shows and the monthly specials, and then 99 cents if you just want to watch the weekly shows.
Yeah.
And YouTube is available everywhere.
Yeah.
But I do hear people saying they don't want to watch wrestling on YouTube. I find that weird, but you do you.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. And again, I think with if the ownership, is in bed with Access, as we know, or because of the relationship, they have to expand Access's reach if they're going to help the company.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the big thing is if you're not going to move it elsewhere because of you can't let your ownership hurt it, which TNA's been there before.
Right. But yeah, like you said, if you're gonna keep it on your own channel, try to find ways to expand it, to more, cable providers or whatever you have to do to expand it to more viewership.
Yeah. Mullet Man for the win. I like that one. And what exactly has Pillman Jr. done to earn the throne? Stuff like this is illogical. Oh my God, really? I wouldn't even call it a throne. And again, it's no different than any other character that you bring into your show. They have their own aura. They have their own persona. He has to explain why he has that big chair and what he is and who he is. But I guess having King in your name helps. But yeah, illogical. I don't agree that it's illogical. Just
My question back to you, Real, would be: what if Charlotte came out with a throne when she first started as being the queen, and she hadn't really did much but have a pretty decent run in NXT? Would you feel the same way? Just kind of saying.
Yeah, it's like when you get a new character on a show and they come in and they're like, "Oh, I'm brand new. I'm not very good, but I hope I'm going to do it." That never happens. It's always, "I've been at I'm strong. I'm the best in the world. You just don't know it. I'm going to work on this." You got to present that level to and then work at that level and get to that level. He's 2 matches in, my guy.
Right. True.
But he used to be in AEW and now he's in NXT, so he sucks.
Let's see.
Oh, wait. This is interesting. Yo, this is getting fishy, folks.
And he said, I have to go handle something. What do you actually have to go handle, Carmelo?
Right. Tavon, what's up? How you doing?
What's up?
Brian for the win. 2023 Magnum TA versus blonde hair AJ Styles. JV, that's a deep cut, but I like it. King and Brock Anderson as a tag team. Everyone keeps talking about Brock Anderson, man. I love Brock Anderson. He's the oldest young guy I've ever seen. right? He's like 24. He looks 65.
He does.
Looks like he should come to the ring in a knitted sweater.
VHS says up here, Ant, if you don't mind me calling you Ant. I actually hate Ant, but I'm gonna let you slide, VHS, because I like you.
Don't
And you
do
tune
it.
into the
Don't do
Impact
it.
streams.
You let it go with one, and then they'll just run wild.
A better TV deal means more money, and that the company can use to put forward for their production. You are absolutely right, and I agree there. But Impact needs to work on selling themselves. I feel like once they get big and bigger, they can actually sell to TV for a better TV deal. So I agree with you there. It does mean more money. I just don't think they're at the point to sell their product. And that's terrible to say as an Impact fan, but I just don't think they're there. Once they are there, sell it wherever you want to go, and I'm gonna follow you wherever you go.
Yeah, I think earlier we talked about like Baron Corbin, and people kind of get a snapshot of the past, and they can't. That I feel like happens with Impact a lot. Of like they remember some of the shittier days of TNA, and they're just like Impact sucks, but not watching the growth of it and where it's come to. And I feel like it's gotten to a good place. I mean, a very consistent place to watch wrestling.
No, exactly. Once they, figure out those tweaks and really upgrade that production, because you can't have a shaky camera on Fox TV. Once they do that, I think they'll be great.
Right.
Ooh, nice kick by Brooks.
Oh yeah, Brooks Jensen. KJ, how often do you get bored with all the wrestling you have to keep up with weekly? Yeah, I'd like to be honest, and it's not that often, my guy. Like I kind of live for it. I love doing these streams. There's times where people around me, including Big Nick, are like, just take a breath, man. You're dying. Like it's okay. But I love it. I really do. Yeah, there's days where I just disconnect. Not very often, but there's days where I can't even stomach the idea of anything wrestling. I won't go on Twitter. I won't go on. I can't. But then it clicks back the next day, and I'm like, what did I miss? Carmelo here, by the way. Speaking of what am I missing? Wait, what the hell? Oh, it's the ruse.
Yeah, because I was just
Carmelo
about to say, why wouldn't he tell Trick Williams what he's about to do and just say, I have to go?
So he acts like he's trying to get at him when it actually helps him and benefits him.
Right.
Wow. Oh, he fell. That's not good. Sorry, I got distracted.
I kind of want to tackle this question that's
Go ahead.
still up there. Now I'm new to the channel, but a lot of my content was basically on TikTok, and it still is. The first time I took a break in 2.5 years of being on TikTok was this past June. I took a full week off from making any content. That was the best full week ever. But halfway through the week, I was like, I want to make a video about this topic, but I swore that I'm gonna take a break. So it's hard to get away from. It's definitely hard to get away from.
No, it's the funniest shit. And I mean, even like with Nick, like Nick, we're talking to Nick today, and he's like, I'll go if you want me to. I can go. Like, and I'm like, oh, like we got lives, we got jobs. It's not easy to do what we do, and that's why we humbly ask for support on the channels, because it really isn't easy to keep up with everything and graphics and just being relevant and understanding. But at the same time, when I do when I do disconnect and take a couple days off, I miss it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And somebody made a comment about the Leafs and the Panthers. Yeah, I'm a little side distracted on my second screen here of they're in not only are they in shootout, they are now in extra shooters. For the hockey fans out there. 4-2, 4-2. Never seen a bald Egyptian. What? I don't even know what that means. How did he do that? What did he use? Now, this is what happens when you click below something. Oh, next week on NXT, 6-person mixed tag. as we're getting Alpha Academy, which would include Maxine, against Noam Dar, Lash Legend, and Aura Mensa, which again, not my favorite name on the company in the
These
company.
names are a little wonky here.
It's just like, did Florida just win? Motherfucker. Meh. It happened.
So this is the fatal 4-way match that Wesley has to win to face Dom.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Dom at ringside, folks. Boston,
Mommy
I'm
has
not
to
clicking
show
on
up.
yours, but you're funny, buddy. I hear your shit. It's definitely been an airy season, put it that way.
Can Wesley beat Bronson? That man is just huge. Like, can he do this?
My question is, if one of the other ones win, do they get a title shot, or is this just purely on the basis of Wesley? That's how it's been billed, right?
The way it's presented is like it's all for Wesley.
Yeah. Cameron Grimes back in the house. So a little reunion here at NXT tonight.
This match is given like a big fight feel,
right?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, when you look at NXT and you compare it to kind of some of the smaller shows, and we were talking about Impact, their production's just ridiculous. It's stupid, and parts of it is unnecessary.
Right.
Like, why are you so bright? Metaphor versus Alpha Academy next week in a 6-person mixed tag match. Yes. Facts, Damien.
That's probably going to be a stellar match. And Maxine has been doing great things on the main roster. Like, the crowd is really behind her.
Yeah, she found a way to get her over. It feels like the new Lana.
Right, exactly.
And here comes Gargano.
I'm not feeling his theme song or DIY's theme song. I'm not feeling it at all.
I said that on last night. I said that. I was like, what is this? I hate it.
It starts off like a Tetris game or something. Like, the sound, it's just like, it's not there.
Right.
It's not there for me.
Explain how the Rangers are up 7 on the Bruins and the Devils are up 7 on Buffalo, yet Buffalo comes to MSG and craps the bed. JV, before this main event goes, I'll make this quick and easy. But the NHL, unlike any other sports league out there, has the most parity and the most you got to show up every night. Like, you can't just go give the ball to LeBron and have a good night at when it comes to hockey. It's got to be a team thing. It really does fluctuate, and you see it all the time. The best teams struggle against the worst teams. It's a game of momentum, but that cap keeps everybody kind of on an even level. Nobody can really stack the roster. Wow, Bronson says, forget you, Wesley.
Ooh, just flattens him.
Yo, I'm looking forward to this match. Like, I'm ready. Ooh, Johnny Wrestling. The first time John Gargano's been cheered in a while.
In a long time.
I think Johnny should go back to NXT.
Honestly. I really do agree with you.
And it's just funny because he feels just so small. And you got to give it time, but he hasn't quite built up that like underdog reputation. And they got to find something here. Like, DIY's got to start winning some matches. Yeah. Something.
It really has to be that NXT DIY, that feel, and it's not given this time around.
Yeah. Richard saying basically, I'd like for a call up, but he might get lost in the shuffle. So he thinks Wesley's going to win and dethrone Dom. Fair enough. I figured the only reason you would set this up is he finds a way to win.
Right.
If Gargano takes the pin, I'm gonna shit a cat. Come on now, poor bastard. Grimes not been going to the moon. He's been going to the crapper. Chambers, I think that's another one of the where, give it time. Like the guy just, he hasn't been called up for long. It takes years to advance. Like, people are like, wait, he's not fighting for a world title yet? Like, yeah, he hasn't done much, but give it time. But I like him. He's got a future.
Time will always tell. I mean, and I know we've seen in the past where someone gets called up and it's just fumbled very badly, like Shayna Baszler. But sometimes we do have to give it a little bit of time.
Yeah, give it time. Patience. I keep saying this, like patience, folks. And again,
patience is very important.
Yeah. Well, I find the sentiment, and not you specifically, Chambers. I appreciate your opinion, but it's this like, well, why isn't this person on top? And why isn't this person doing something? Why isn't this person doing something? Because not everybody can. Like, not everybody, like, there's only so many minutes. Like, you really gotta pick your spots, right? Like, you can't have 7 world champions unless you're TK, I guess.
NXT Vengeance Day announced for February. Yes, I actually have a friend who went to Raw last night in Nashville. I was actually supposed to be there, but I started a new job anyway, and I'm a little upset. But he's talking about going to NXT Vengeance Day in Clarksville because he only lives an hour away. We both chatted about potentially going. But yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. A lot of people are belly aching that there's no WWE December show. It's just Deadline and then New Year's. We're good to go. Then they, but you've made No Mercy. It matters. I want to see No Mercy every year now.
Right.
Vengeance Day is another one I look forward to. Like they've given NXT that identity. They give them the Saturday nights. I think it's great for NXT. I think it's great for the company.
Yeah. And WWE not having a pay-per-view in December, I think is perfect because you have that long build to not WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. And I think that's just perfect.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like, really, again, I think as you go through the year, you get to this point of like where you watch shows like Survivor Series and everybody wants, like, you can't keep getting the big payoffs. You can't, how do you follow Survivor Series in 3 weeks? There's going to be no Punk.
Right.
So you might as well roll out into Rumble and you're going to get a whole lot of fun at Rumble. I'm excited for this Rumble.
It's a lot of possibilities going into the Royal Rumble.
And Trips, don't let me down. Last Rumble broke my heart. I thought it sucked so bad.
It wasn't the best. It wasn't at all.
It wasn't good. It wasn't, and it bothered me. So come on, Trips. You're our only hope.
I feel like over the past couple of years, this match is so good. The women kind of have outshined the men when it comes to these Royal Rumbles.
Don't tell Nick. Shh. Nobody. I didn't say that, guys. Oh, Boston just saying what I'm saying about NHL. Absolutely. I appreciate that, my guy. Handshake between West and Gargano. This match is great. I know we're talking to the chat, but if you're watching right now, great pace, great energy. Everybody flying around, my guy.
Yeah. They finally got Bronson Reed down. I don't know how you keep that big man down, but they finally got him down.
Oh, wow. See, I think that Gargano down here with the Wesleys and the Grimeses, like, bring him back in. They make good matches together.
Exactly.
Gargano versus Gunther, not quite there yet. Maybe never.
Right.
Bronson, rude.
Whew.
The Uranagi special. I like that.
Oh, that was nice.
They use the Adam Ant song Stand and Deliver. It would be hilarious. It went over my head. Tribute to the Troops is in December. That's facts. Yeah, they just do that on like a Sunday afternoon, though, I believe.
Yeah. And it's never, from my knowledge, really followed storylines. Maybe at the beginning when it first started, but now it doesn't really.
Mhm.
It's, they just have a bunch of random matches.
Oh wow, look at this. Look at this.
Ooh.
Oh no, to the gooch. For those who can't see what just happened, look at Dom's face, man. That was a great spot.
Oh,
Hurricane Rana, or head scissors, technically. That was a hilarious spot.
that was. And they got him down again.
Yo, front runner for match of the week being put on by NXT right now. Yeah, basically Bronson took a catapult between the thighs. A man's head was used as a weapon.
Exactly.
It's got to be tough for the guy getting the catapult, and that's just the visual alone.
Ooh.
Grimes is on fire.
He's really picking up some steam here.
KJ and Anthony, do you think there's a chance we see AG return? Unbroken saying neck injury. Now I can't confirm or deny that the neck injury is keeping her away at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if you know, but
I don't know. I don't. I thought she did have a career threatening injury, but I feel like I'm wrong there.
Well, I know she was hurt at once upon a
Mhm.
time. I just don't know where she's at. She's in great shape. I think you could use AJ Lee to help manage and produce your women's division.
I believe that's a good idea. But
I
she
think,
actually has said, I think I saw like an interview a couple of days ago, and it's probably very, very old, but she said she felt like she did everything that she wanted to do in WWE. And I mean, if she feels that way, then hey, enjoy retirement.
yeah. And she's got a bunch of side things going on. It's not
She
like
does.
she keeps herself busy. And again, I think as fans, I think we'd like our moment. I think you could put her in the Hall of Fame. So
You
that'd be
could.
intriguing. Johnny Wrestling. Slingshot spear. This is a hell of a match.
Ooh. Wow. That was a sick spear.
AJ should have never left WoW. I don't know why she left WoW, so maybe there was a reason. I mean, it's worse for WoW than AJ, I'm assuming.
True, because AJ was a big name, or is a big name still.
Well, you heard that pop for her last night, right? And you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're AJ and you're at home and you're watching your hubby and you hear the pop for you, you might get a little like,
Get that little itch. Yeah.
yeah.
The only person that didn't pop for AJ was Luna because she thought it was AJ Styles. I don't know if you saw the tweet. I just died laughing. She was like, I thought Punk was talking about AJ Styles.
Oh, Luna. I think Brooks Jensen has something really special to him about Lexus. I want to like him, but two issues. One, I still can't unsee MJF burying him in AEW. Two, can we do something different with his fake mustache? The fake facial hair is aggressive.
Oh, that's fake for real?
Well, it's at least fucking. I don't know. It looks so odd. Wow, huge crossbody.
Whoo.
Yeah, I don't care that he got buried by MJF. Things change. People have been buried worse. Brooks and Dunn have something. I agree. I think they're both pretty good. This is awesome. The crowd is eating this up right now.
Yeah, this is really good.
Shit, this would have been the best match at Survivor Series.
Johnny Gargano was trying to do something there, but it didn't work out the way he wanted it to.
It didn't look like it. Yeah, I think Wesley just accidentally swallowed two meatballs of his own. To be honest, it's not good. Damien, yeah, NXT Stand and Deliver kicks off our WrestleMania weekend. So, yeah, I believe it goes on the air at 1. We go on the air at 11:30, and we don't leave till that night at 11:30 midnight. So, people ask me like, "You get bored of this shit?" No, strap in, strap on, let's go. Bronson Reed pancaking all of the men.
Oh man, all 3 of them on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Hasn't it definitely hasn't been a good show. Definitely hasn't been as good of a show since she left. Oh wow. Wow. Know what I liked about Wow though? If you ever watched one, it was very
I
like
have.
yeah, very fast. Like in it, like they keep it going. You're
Yeah, it's
never
very
like you're
fast
never bored.
paced. Yeah. I haven't watched in maybe about 2 months. I usually kind of let a lot of episodes pass and then I
And
binge
they catch
watch it.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, so but yeah, I love watching WoW.
Yeah. But it's like backstage promo match, backstage promo match. Like
Yeah.
it's just like this is who they are, this is their beef, go.
Yeah,
I like the
yeah.
formatting.
Is Grimes trying to pick up
Yeah.
Bronson?
Oh, 3. Oh, oh. What a spot.
Ooh.
And they sold it huge. Pancakes. Knock it off, Larry. I get hungry.
I keep thinking my headphones keep going out when they start the holy S chants.
Oh, right. What are they saying?
Man, that was whew.
Why did Lee climb top? Money, that's a valid question, my guy. I wouldn't have done it.
It's like all 4 of these men are fighting for this NXT North American Championship match, but it's really just for Wesley.
Right? Yeah, right. Like the only person that has any stake in the game is Wes. Oh, that was a botch. That was a not so crossbody.
Yeah. I don't know what I don't know if Cameron Grimes was trying to do something else because he kind of ran with Wesley.
I wonder if they were going for the crossbody Spanish fly kind of spot. Well, they
Right.
just there you go. That's what it was. They got it right the second time.
Ooh.
Yeah. There we go. They got it right.
Yeah. They said let's
But
rewind that and do it again.
yeah. Oh, Johnny coming out of nowhere. I like that they threw in the pin and then did it instead of just kind of freezing. Like, oops, covered up the botch pretty nice. Oh, missed it.
Ooh.
Gargano escape. Anthony pull on KG's beard. Now I'm thinking of it's fake. You think if I was going to pick a fake beard, I'd do one with a white stripe down the middle? Come on now.
Oh, Bronson Reed got Wesley on. Ooh, turnbuckle bomb. Ooh, buckle bomb.
That botch was very botchy. I thought they covered it very well, though. Like they fucked up, but they were just like, they didn't freeze the match. They kept it going in momentum. Just, okay, go for the pin, and then we'll recover from here. So I give them a little bit of credit. But I mean, a botch is a botch. Wasn't Tessa the WoW champ?
She was. Yeah. If I can remember correctly, I think the Beast beat her, but I might be wrong. And she scares me, by the way.
Oh my!
Oh,
I'm loving this match. Ivar! 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 Big beefy men.
big beefy men slapping me.
They were talking about like the potential of like a super heavyweight division. I know AEW joked around about the the meat division. That kick sucked, Ivar. That's how you
Ooh,
get Bronson out of the way here.
I was just about to say that because I'm like, how is Wesley going to win with Bronson in there?
Richard called it. There you go. Add Otis to this feud. Oh my god. Reinforce the ring.
Yeah, definitely Wesley is about to win this now.
2-2-2-2. Patrick Kane signed with the Red Wings. I know I picked him up in fantasy for that reason. I've been waiting for him to sign somewhere. I wanted him to go elsewhere, but he'll do well in Detroit. He's going to win it. Grimes takes the pin. Cardiac kid.
Wow.
Wow, Wesley.
What a match.
What a fucking match, folks.
Dominic Mysterio looks so disappointed.
KJ with the run in. Oof.
Does he retain at deadline? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Wesley just beat 3 main roster guys to get this title shot. I'm thinking it's his turn to get that belt back. I like that Ivar and Bronson are going to continue.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
Oh. I like how they finish that off, too.
And that was nice.
You take the stomp to the chest, he gets up and then gets kicked with the kick as he pivots out. Clean. So deadline shaping up, folks.
And that kick was like some sort of like a Pele kick that AJ Styles does. Yeah.
Absolutely. I called it. Grimes eats the pin. Yeah, well, we knew Johnny couldn't take another one. He's been taking a lot. Oh, we're in the parking lot.
Uh-oh.
Are these women still fighting? By the way, the NXT parking lot, the most dangerous parking lot in all of wrestling. Shit goes down in the parking lot. The crazy thing is Roxy's always in these hardcore brawls. She just had like the death match with fucking Blair.
Whoo.
Let's
Poor
go.
Jade that had that huge shot on James. Wow.
There you go. There you go, folks. NXT is in the books. What a way to end it, Anthony.
That was wow. The last segment, the last match, the main event, that was good. For my first time watching like a full episode of NXT, I'm very impressed.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'll be straight up. And Nick, every Tuesday we come on here, and Nick's like, "This is the most consistent wrestling show we watch." As far as it might not always be the best, but it doesn't deviate. It is what it is, and it delivers a solid product week in and week out. It's just very consistent, and the matches are great. They're not a whole lot of bad matches on the show.
Yeah, all of them, kind of held their own. Yeah, they're really good matches tonight.
But 5 and Wesley wins. Yes, he does. 5-2. Folks, we will take your rating out of 10 if you're still hanging out with us and you want to share. Even if you're just watching and you're a little bit shy, just put a number in the chat. We won't make fun of the number you pick. We might. Nope, done. Usually it runs about 8 minutes over the I don't think we got much of a run over tonight. A little bit.
We got a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It says it's 10:16, so but I know we paused it for a minute so I can catch up. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Roxanne and Kiana still at it. Yeah, Roxanne or Roxy. I can't help but call her Roxy. She's become like the tough girl. Like she's constantly in heated feuds and no DQ matches, and I'm impressed because she's like the little engine that could.
Yeah, but I've seen a little bit that people have turned on her just a tad. Is that true?
Have they? I mean, I haven't. I'm a
Or
big fan.
or if I'm getting Roxanne Perez confused with Cora Jade. I might be getting those two
Cora,
confused.
Cora, I have issues with. Cora,
Okay. Okay.
and again, I think, like, I mean, when Tiffany first got to NXT, I didn't love the gimmick they were running with her and how she was presenting it. It was more of like nails on a chalkboard, opposed to like a heel that would kind of get where you need to go. She wasn't really getting over with me. Cora was like that. She came off very bratty, like a child throwing a tantrum,
Okay.
opposed to, like, somebody that was serious about wrestling. She kind of had the skater girl gimmick. Um, she kind of actually gives me vibes of like Liv Morgan. Of, we didn't really know what Liv was going to be at first. She just seemed happy-go-lucky, and
Yeah.
we're like, this might never work. And then she kind of found something. Cora went away. She's been gone away for a while. When she returns, she's going to have a different look. She's got a bit of a makeover, surgically and, overall. But we'll see. I mean, she's young as hell. But yeah, a lot of people have there was mixed reviews for sure on Cora Jade.
Okay. Okay.
At least for me, I don't like her.
Straight up, I don't like her.
7.25 out of 10. Could Swerve Strickland versus Jay White the match of the week? Could it be the match of the week? Absolutely. Why wouldn't? I hope so. That's the match of the week right now.
Right. And it's already in contendership and it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, if they give them a full 20 minutes and just go ding ding bell to bell, there's no reason. That's my biggest, the best thing about this tournament is no run-ins. It's not overbooked. It's clean. It's nice. Like 20 minutes max, and two guys just go toe to toe. I like it.
Right. And Eddie Kingston just lost this week, right? So that means he's lost his titles.
Not yet. Well, because it's a round robin, so he technically still has a chance. But
so he can get back in it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not first round out.
No, everybody's there's 33 matches in this tournament in total.
Okay.
Because everybody, like, so each division, I think there's 6 in each division, so each person has 5 matches.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right, and then the top 2 or 4 move on, and then yeah. There we go. Before I go, what is your favorite Christmas movie? To both of you, quick answer and move along. Anthony?
A lot of people may have never heard of this movie. It's a Disney Channel original movie, The Ultimate Christmas Present, and I get clowned about it from my brothers all the time. So
there you go. I'm gonna go a completely different direction. I always say Die Hard. Not exactly just happens to be at Christmas. Yeah, I'm Die Hard. And actually, my actual favorite Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That's a good one.
I love that movie. And I just as a child, I saw it when I was like 7 or 8 for the first time. It was the funniest shit ever. 8 out of 10. No smile mark started at 8. 8 out of 10. 0. No Trish. Oh, money. There's got to be something else. We got to get an 8 or a 7, or like, it was a 7. Yes, Roxy, not no Trish.
Right.
8.5, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Pretty high tonight.
What's that?
I said pretty high with the ratings tonight.
How you feeling about a rating?
Watching it for the first time, kind of all the way through, I would give it an 8, a solid 8.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I think I agree with the people from start to finish. It was a pretty good show.
Yeah,
a couple things I know weren't, Santina's Ariana Grace. It was a decent match. It served its purpose. But overall, yeah, a really hell of a show, and that main event banged.
Yes, it really did. And then what happened after with those two women, perfection.
10 out of 10, money going the other way. 7.5 meatballs out of Unbroken. Yeah. Is Kiana James the future women's champion? I think so. Me and Nick haven't seen eye to eye on Kiana yet. I see, like, she reminds me of like an Ivory, that kind of ilk, where she can come in and really be the pain in the ass, mean-spirited heel to any baby face you line up. You just got to get rid of the Gucci bag or whatever it is.
Yeah, bringing that to the ring, that was kind of weird.
I don't like it. I don't care for it. Roxy is a hard worker. Ding. I agree. What is his new picture? Is that Rhino?
Yeah, that's Rhino.
7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 just because I don't watch NXT. Don't get it. Oh, okay, I see. I understand it's good wrestling just once in a while. I'll watch it. It's worth a watch. It really is. 7.5 out of 10. Bye for now, guys. Bye, AJ.
Thank you for stopping in.
What else we got here? We'll make it very quick. Jeff Jarrett tomorrow. Thank you, Keyshawn. I'll have that in my dreams tonight.
8.10.
Right.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. A lot of people think 8 out of 10. Eddie playing the comeback role. That's intriguing. Yeah, they're going to have to pivot on this. And I really hope that Eddie's not out of this tournament early. But I do not like Eddie Kingston's chances, Anthony.
Yeah, after I heard that he lost, this past week. Yeah, it's it's not looking good for him.
This one's for you.
Congratulations, Anthony. You are no longer an NXT version. NXT was good tonight. I might have to tune in next week.
All right, 8.5. And on that wonderful note, we are going to head towards the door. I don't think Rio will be at deadline, but who knows? Oh, I mean, in Dom's corner, potentially. I could see that.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely happening. I feel like she has to be there in Dom's corner at least.
Right. But yeah, overall, a good show. I was really happy with tonight, guys. Thank you for being here as always. Make sure you click all those links. Anthony, yeah, your first kind of full through run with NXT. You liked it. That's good. Is there anything that you saw tonight that you look forward to for the future?
I'm really looking forward to Wesley and Dominic. I think that's gonna be really good. And I'm liking the lady that we couldn't pronounce her last name. I think it's Petrovic. I like her. Yeah, I really like her. So yeah, I might have to keep watching to stay up with some of these storylines.
Beard changed slightly this week. Stay tuned. You'll know. KJ and Anthony, who are your picks for the AEW tournaments?
I'm gonna have to look into it. I haven't really watched AEW that much the past couple of weeks. So I'm gonna have to look at that bracket to see.
Off the top of my head, I right away, this feels like Daniel Bryan's tournament to lose. Bryan Danielson, whatever. Because I mean, he was hooked up with the announcement. He's going to be on commentary tomorrow night as well. So this feels like his tournament. Yeah, I'm leaning that way. I think this really could come down to a BCC final.
Interesting.
Yeah, give a reason for the BCC to finally break up.
Right. They've been going for a while. I think it's time for a little break from them.
But with all that being said, folks, we thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. As always, make sure you click all the buttons. Go get yourself a t-shirt. It's Christmas. Buy yourself something nice with a big fist on it. Pause. But other than that, Anthony, it was a pleasure. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, no
problem. Until next time, folks, we will see you on the flip side. Dynamite tomorrow. Come on back. Good night.